Let's get started. All right, pursuant to the requirements of the Open Public Meetings Act, adequate notice of this meeting has been published in the Burlington County Times and Trenton Times on the 5th day of January of 2025. Additionally, posted on the official bulletin board of the Township of Pemberton on the 1st day of January of 2025. Those wishing to be notified of changes to scheduled meetings were notified via email or regular mail. Please rise and join us in the Pledge of Allegiance, please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Ward,
Here.
Mr. Doyle,
Here.
Mr. Dewey,
Here.
Mr. Harper,
Here.
Mr. Bianchini.
Here. Meeting is now called to order. Resolution number 338-2025 authorizes council to go into closed session. We do have a need for a closed session tonight, so we will be going into closed session. I will read the resolution. Whereas Section 8 of the Open Public Meeting Act, Chapter 231, Public Law 1975 permits the exclusion of the public from a meeting in certain circumstances, and whereas this public body is of the opinion that such circumstances presently exist. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the Township Council of the Township of Pemberton, County of Burlington, and State of New Jersey as follows. The public shall be excluded from discussion of and action upon the hereinafter specified matters. The general nature of the subject matters to be discussed is as follows. We'll be discussing a contract issue. It is anticipated at this time, multiple contracts. It is anticipated at this time that the above stated subject matters will be made public when the matters have been resolved.
Motion to a closed session.
Second.
Mr. Doyle,
Yes.
Mr. Dewey,
Yes.
Mr. Harper,
Yes.
Mr. Ward,
Yes.
Mr. Bianchini.
Yes.
Oh, you drive there on purpose, or you just have a seat? Hi. I'm okay. I'm trying to.
Like we're sisters. We're all red. How are you?
Good. I'm filling her in on what happened with the zoning board. So, do you know about these maps? Do you understand it all? Because I could show you too while we explain it to her. Okay, so right here is like, I think this is the area where it's like farmland reserve. Am I right? These are residents, and they want to put sound fountains here.
I was like, this is weird.
They want to talk up. We don't want that.
It was tilted down like this.
Santa coming up.
These are the ones right here, I think.
Tree Lane, you got my friend Henry Shea. He was one of the cops.
Yeah. Yeah, that's great. Plus they want to change agriculture.
You can see it.
It's not only that, they want to like.
I can tell. You're trying to see it from the house. They must have the game today.
Right.
Well, I was thinking about getting the DJI just because I saw the 360 out the 3Y axis. That was, I thought that was.
I think that's why they're so interested. Do that. I'm not 100%. They want a waiver. They want a waiver. You put it on the form. That means you're not really allowed on this. First question. I think they told me that this is where I'm going to put the solar panel. And this is the ag that we're going to have to cut down. Does this have anything to do with
Frowned upon, right?
Yeah.
I like my toes.
Yeah, but when you see the wet, you see the finally make that bigger. Did you know that? Finally gave them a waiver.
Definitely have to consider that.
In other words, let me show you. I just want to show you, just to explain it to whoever skipper. Oh, I got big, Well, I made copies and I'm giving it to hard copy. The bigger one? Like that one or bigger than that? You have someone who got big. Everybody on the zoning board got a big one? They will. Someone said that. Right. Okay, let me show you what's wet. Okay, look.
For your phone or regular.
Okay, see where it's wet, right? I told Stephanie, see where it's wet, right? Now, it says here 150, right? But I think with wetlands, it's 200. So I think Conley's gave them a variance to do that on, you know, but I think they might work with them.
I'd have to get a tire.
All the details, but between me and you, she'll get closer to what's going on.
Pretty much.
Portix Road.
Ours was more than that.
High school there.
High school right on here.
High school or new school? Oh, yeah, it's old high school. Hey. No, you can't throw a boulder at me and not expect me to throw a pebble at you. I'm gonna throw a pebble at you.
I mean, it's just a rock.
Obviously, well, what about me? I told the guy, you need to get over yourself. I told him to.
You just. I got you.
I said that.
You did something. I couldn't remember. I was like,
I've lived here for 30 years.
you said something like.
Oh my God, I got to listen to that because I don't want to be nuts though. I didn't know it for 40 years. I said, you're not, I've been here for 30 years. You're not going to be, whatever you do, I'm not working for 10 years. More than that, stop me from coming to this meeting. That's what I said. Yeah. But you know what? They don't scare me. They don't change. I'm a carry. Yes. Thank you. My new best friend.
No bigger than the square.
Oh, what's happening?
Called it a high.
But it might be something.
I love Maggie. fit, you know, so it took us a year to build our estimates.
Well, they have it all, but they stopped us in 2011. And just after the imagination came out, they actually showed the video. Oh, I know.
But a lot of townships still do.
All they had was a timeline, and I looked them up on eBay. They could hammer the only
They had a program.
It's already on.
They had a program for rec that was like outdated.
I don't know who was reporting it.
But there was some in here.
They started in
And so the police department.
They have the old town square, which was where the Brownsville Fire Department was. They used to bring knock builders, but it's still so old time. They were gonna create our town center. They're gonna have their own center with like shopping centers everywhere.
They tried to call it solar tank. They tried to call it, not a form, state law.
Definitely have to give it some. Oh, yeah, they go through the resume to see what going on.
No shit. Well, no, he rolled over.
That's, no.
We don't have our own.
Almost.
No support. Support's better than no support.
Dates and times. So it always was.
I never take anything.
It always was, this is what we need.
We probably got a billion.
And I'm responding back to you.
And I'm gonna say,
No, so what happened?
Practice it, practice it.
Yeah, there's no,
There's gonna be
Oh,
more.
he has to do the report today.
I was gonna say Monday to Friday, 6 to 8. Saturday is,
I want it to be like, it's easier for you to tell us when you need to come play.
yeah.
We'll work around it. We were gonna work around kickoff instead of.
Yeah, because they're gonna double. Organize things like, you know, are you serious?
March first. March
let's put the video Delgado. Who? Livia.
Oh, yeah.
March first. March first. That's what I put on for.
Oh, yeah, I remember.
She kicked out and I
I read the little preview and I was like,
Yeah, the picture. What? What happened?
You're upgrading. You're blacked out.
you should tell me.
I remember my mom mentioned.
Oh shit, here we go.
You're in closed session. You're in closed session.
One phone
Now,
call.
multiple contracts.
Really?
Well, it might not actually look like a farm, but I think it's farmland zone.
It's kind of friendly.
The front is, yeah, yeah, but the other part that they want to put more on is. So why they don't drive us over to these places so we can all see?
They've said that one time. What's an outbuilding, like a big garage thing, like a. Wait, is that the one that wanted to eat dogs? She's the only one that goes in that. That was crazy. Yeah. She's the only one that voted no. How would you like a dog kennel when you're back?
I live on that side of the lake. I live on the north side. I don't live near them, but I don't think it's.
Oh, Jesus.
But with the parents,
In my case, it's cheaper for Brian to keep. No, I don't know if I could the other way around. It might be cheaper for me to get.
You did?
It's always been if I ever left them, they give you child support now.
do they have waterfalls there? Yeah. I gotta go all the way to upstate New York. Well, I mean, that's just, I go there. But I gotta go visit a friend. I just have to love it. Yeah, we're, Kitten Falls, is that waterfall?
Walk around the bag and
I gotta look at
they have like mining caves with doors in it and all that.
Dinosaurs.
I've been up there.
You know what, I'd rather try it.
That's probably what Hunter's eating right now. Yeah, because what we thought, chicken farm overall. We had our Christmas party at Hunter's today. So I brought him chicken farm from Brian and Auburn. And I didn't know I was coming over. He's got chicken nuggets in the freezer. He's got ramen and
Oh, yeah, right. He's not used to it.
Well, that's why you gotta come.
Oh, really? Shoot.
no more boys. They know how to spend some money in that arcade. Right? In 15 minutes.
And we all want different things. Everybody wants
Look
different
at now, I just spent everything.
Go panhandle outside.
There's nothing we're doing now.
That's so bad. That's when you get to this one. Is that a name? Looks like a name necklace right here.
I'm okay with this now.
There it is.
No, what's, read about what we have sort of already. No, no, that's O'Brien. Really? O'Brien doesn't care, O'Brien doesn't care. I'm gonna talk to him, he doesn't care.
Wait till you see what's up on the chair.
Everything. I was like, this thing.
Wait till our nameplates come in.
I'm like, I know that. Tim said on his couch, watching the meeting.
What do you think of that?
And we were just wandering around looking at everything. Chris was like, I don't know how this place is. There's like rice to see, like, it's now. It's like soap dishes and towels from 1975. And I was like, hey, if you need it, I said, look at this. It says do it all or something. I don't know. That's where you go when you need stuff.
I gotta talk to him, I talk to him all the time.
This guy.
Someone gets elected.
Get that Forrest Gump gift, and I'm like, oh my God, what now? I'm like,
Butter you up or something.
Get ready.
why? Why?
I'll be honest with you, I was.
Do you enjoy being vice president? Better than president?
They're right there to help you.
Much easier. So much easier.
No, I'm not gonna be the secretary. We don't mind being.
Ah, there it is. There it is. Yeah. Just waiting on that.
I ain't gonna.
You don't show up, is that right? He doesn't care.
I know. I gotta take a crap. 2 days a week.
I'll get the straight answer. I'll help him anything. Very good.
Tell me about it.
It's lasted all this time. I have another house.
Like, everybody has a story. So they have places that.
I'm not. Because I did say that in the last meeting.
For example, like I needed a door in my back, we have to go salvage, or we have to get someone to make it. And so we managed to get a solid door, and got carpenter to, and she's doing whatever, but that's what we have. Because you know. No, when all the ones in the house, I'm like, did you see it?
So,
She's never.
yeah.
Oh, like you don't have one at all. Oh.
So, she makes, this day, she makes.
But they're,
She's talking to me at home.
What do you Yeah, right.
Keeping me at a handicap from being a professional because I don't have proper practice. But in Virginia, they have all these architecture salvage places. Everything goes up, everything goes doorknobs.
well, so
Yeah, that's
I
even
thought
better.
that
That's
was-
hers.
I think that's my
But it's like, you can do anything you want. I'm like,
Is that what you doing?
wait, how many school assignments do you have this week?
I have to ask him,
Last night.
because he'll tell me. Yeah, I know. I never heard anybody say, I don't like the O'Briens. Not one word. Yeah. He says that, I'll change my mind about it. But I'm all, but I still want the grocery store there, why can't we have that? Because Agnes lost it.
308, 309.
But is Agnes, every last year, Agnes threatening them with lawsuits if they come in. Because Agnes have a contract, with 20 years in their day, time is done. And I don't think I'll start people that they can't have food there.
I dropped her off here and I was asking my mom, she's like, no, Hunter.
It's a Wednesday night. Oh, that was last night. Oh.
Okay, first of all, I'm gonna go to Acton.
He goes, okay.
Yeah. I will not go to Acton.
I was like,
Not even for anything. I said, I have already gone to my husband will go there for anything.
okay. I'm like that all. He's like, all right.
Oh, I have to tell you all, you have to hear this. Marty, can I tell you about the shop break trip? Can I tell you about the shop? Okay, so me, I'm a shop break. Marty and Dave are a shop break. Who else was there?
He's like, I'll know.
No, Eric came later. Eric was a shop break. Okay, Wanda from the fiber watch there was in the same 30 minutes at shop break. None of us, we all from Pemberton, nobody wants to go to Acton. This is so hot, what, a couple nights ago, right? One night.
It was a horrible drive.
Monday night.
Like every night.
We were there Monday night. Everybody was at shop break in Pemberton. I go to Medford too, back and forth. Huh? I know, you know, you gotta follow me around, Marty.
You're more west.
Huh?
All over Jackson Township, Tom's, Tom's River. Friday.
My wife and my daughter all place the order, and I go pick it up.
Acme?
They don't even shop, no, a shopper.
Oh, okay,
And I go
cool.
pick it up.
My daughter-in-law doesn't shop anymore. I would like to say
Problem is, listen, 90%
that we are the only people
every now and then.
nominated. It's funny because when they first started that, I was like, "Is that Gary?" No, no.
Okay. You're waiting about, you don't have to worry about What? I say nothing, I don't want, they don't got me, so I don't get them. I know. Everyone, yeah. I'm making my rounds. Yeah.
Is it? She says so.
They know. I'm not over it. So, I don't have 7 days. So, they're all, I got a switches.
Kim's son with the police. She has your family. He's the I wasn't sure. I was wondering. Because what they do is they use pavilions too. They hold it up and they put picnic tables in it for, you know. I was still at the music club the other day. I said, yes. I was like, what is it? Yes, sir, yes, ma'am. What? I said, yes, sir, yes, ma'am. So much. When I left, I was in Washington, D.C. We're in the household, my dad was those are, no, we're gonna say yes, sir, yes, no, everybody, Mr. So-and-so, that's what we do. That's how we are.
All right, we're back. Slight change to the agenda. We're going to move council comments to the end of the meeting as they used to be, just for this time. So we'll move on to public comments. Excuse me. The council's intention is to preserve the level of respect, courtesy, and civility required to successfully conduct the public's business. In this regard, the council should be addressed during public participation as a collective body and not individual members. In order to respect the speaker's time, council members will not engage in a dialogue or debate with the speaker. However, council members should feel free to ask the speaker a question or questions once recognized by the council president for purposes of clarifications. Council members can offer comments on a speaker's remarks once the speaker has concluded his or her comments in their allotted 5-minute time frame.
Sorry. All right, are we starting? Okay.
Don't worry, we weren't talking about you, Mark.
Okay. Good evening, members of Town Council, resident, and mayor. My name is Marty Grafwenger, and I am proud to live in Browns Mills, a community that holds a special place in my heart. I am equally proud to serve as the elected president of the Browns Mills Improvement Association, BMIA, a nonprofit founded in 1919, where my great-grandfather, Dr. Edmund Graff, was the first treasurer. Before we delve into the primary topic, I want to highlight our upcoming chili cook-off and berry bake-off at the BMIA building on January 2nd at 6 p.m. We'll have prizes, and our entries will be judged by culinary teacher John Mackey, and I encourage everyone to participate. I want to take a moment to reflect on last year's 2025 wish list put out by the BMIA. While we appreciate the Town Council's effort in completing our requests and improving our community spirit, I must express that our reputation has nevertheless suffered, and the challenges we face have only intensified. When people introduce themselves and say they're from Browns Mills or Pemberton, they often hesitate, and it's time to reclaim our pride in this community. Tonight, I want to emphasize our number one priority for the 2026 BMIA wish list, and that is the creation of a quarterly township magazine. This initiative is vital for addressing our lack of communication and the negative press that has surrounded us, especially over the last 3 years. While I enjoy reading the Pine Barrens Tribune, it often focuses solely on the negatives, causing many stories to go viral nationwide and contribute to a poor reputation. I want to highlight that we used to have a publication delivered to residents, and I have a copy from 2003 right in my hand. It is fantastic, and it serves as a reminder of what we can achieve. The new Town magazine can be even better. It can feature township events, keep residents informed about meetings, festivals, and community gatherings. It can spotlight articles, highlight local businesses, nonprofits, and community leaders making a difference in our area. It can highlight youth achievements, celebrate the accomplishments of our students, athletes, and local scholars. Local content, it can include contributions from local food critics, showcasing the culinary scene, and even fun recipes like and interviews and tips. It can also be a resource guide, providing essential information on community resources, services, and upcoming recreational activities. By creating this magazine, we can fill a gap left by the loss of our previous publication, ensuring that all residents have access to vital information. During discussions with our BMA Board of Directors, it was clear that while there are many things happening in Pemberton Township, compiling and maintaining that information is a massive undertaking. I agree wholeheartedly with Josh Ward's suggestion at his town hall that this town needs a webmaster, but we should step it up from there. The right person for this position should not only be responsible for updating the town's website with all the activities, but also include information from various community groups and nonprofits, such as the Coupon Clipper Club and Jasmine Pools After School Center. Everything should be housed in a centralized location. Moreover, we need to consider that many residents do not have access to the internet or social media and may not even know how to find the township's website. If we could deliver this magazine to their mailboxes quarterly, they would receive a complete calendar of events on all the information they need to get involved. I was recently given a copy of Medford Living, showcasing how other towns successfully promote their communities. Our recording secretary is in touch with the mayor of Morristown, who is willing to share ideas through a Zoom call with town council about creating a beautiful magazine that costs taxpayers nothing, with revenue generated from advertisers. Not only will local businesses benefit with connecting with residents, but who wouldn't want to advertise in a publication that showcases what we offer as a community? We are merely asking the township to hire the right person for this job, a communications specialist. This individual would ensure our community is accurately and positively represented, creating the magazine and managing the website. We could hire a young person, and that position could be hybrid or fully remote. Following this, I will share more about our 2026 wish list at the first town council meeting in January, where we will reveal the specifics of those other 9 items, so stay tuned. Lastly, I want to stress the importance of community involvement. Remember this, if you are not at the table, then you're on the menu. It's essential for residents to engage with their civic organizations, attend town council meetings, and be part of the solution. Don't just complain on the Facebook. Thank you for your time, and I welcome any questions or thoughts you have.
Okay.
fast.
Good evening, council. Pretty good. You guys excited for the last meeting of the year? Uh, all right. Before I begin, Dan, thank you, and also I want to thank my neighbor as well for plowing us out from that snow on Sunday. You're an expert plower, I will say that. Oh. Man. All right, I just wanted to talk about some of the resolutions. For 3/36/2025, my question is, since being tabled 2 weeks ago, have any substantial negotiations been made with the developer to get a grocery store for Pemberton Township? What happened? Oh. Doesn't have my notes? You guys revised it twice. What do you want me to print it out 4 times? Well, man, oh man, what am I going to do with you guys? All right, so let me see. Man, caught me off guard. That's all right. All right, I'll just jump to 342. My question for that one is, what funds are going to be transferred within the current year 2025 budget? From my understanding and research, we're going to be moving money from one line item to another line item. I want to know what line item we're moving money from to the other line item to balance the budget. For 343 and 344, I want to know what the environmental activities will be along the Rancocas Lane and 115 Noteboom Ave. Down to new business, I see we have a 63-month lease for a color copier, but I feel like we just renewed a lease last year for a copier, so why are we doing another copier for recreation? I mean, if they need it, go ahead and get it, but if they don't need another printer, why are we doing this? The reorganizational meeting dates, I had 2 dates in mind. I had the 2nd, which is a Friday, and the 7th, which is the following Wednesday. For the bill list, I want to know how much the bill list is for this meeting. And I know we're a day late on the bill list from last week, but I just wanted to touch on the bill list from the last meeting. It was brought to my attention that the bill list for the 12/3/2025 meeting, we paid for the staff to have a catered lunch. I don't have an issue with our staff having a catered lunch. My issue is we didn't go with a business in town to cater our staffed lunch. We have perfect restaurants here. We have Ricardo's, Family Pizza, K&B Bakery, Bagel, oh my God, Kenny Bud's farm stand. You have plenty of places. Why we went to Tarantino's in Medford and spent $2,482 when we could have spent that money here in town and kept the money that all these folks together collectively put in a pot for you guys to spend. Why don't we leave the money in town and grow our economy, you know? And I just wanted to touch quickly on the JIF. Come the 1st of January, our mayor is no longer going to be covered under the JIF Joint Insurance Fund. What does that mean for Pemberton Township? Is there a plan in place for something like this? Because I've looked all over online. I've never seen another town that's had a situation like ours. And I don't know if you've done your research and looked into this. Would you be able to speak on this when we're?
Council President wants me to address it immediately, or?
Go right ahead.
Okay.
All right, and I'm done. And, have a great Christmas and a happy holiday for anybody that celebrates. And I look forward to seeing you guys in the new year, and thank you for being up here and serving the people and being transparent.
Thank you. The question has been raised about insurance coverage of the township at the beginning of January 1st of 2026.
Right.
We've been advised by the insurance carrier and the municipal joint insurance fund that the policy for the township of Pemberton will be renewed. There is one exception to that policy. It's renewed under the condition that there will not be an employment practices liability or public official liability coverage for Mayor Tompkins. All other aspects of the insurance coverage would remain the same in terms of deductibles, co-insurance, and everything else. That is the only aspect of the insurance that's changed. So that could result in some personal liability exposure to the mayor in the event that there was a claim under that, would ordinarily be covered under that coverage. So that is a possibility of exposure. There is a municipal ordinance that has been adopted by the Township of Pemberton, much like municipal ordinances in other municipalities, that provide for an indemnification for the defense of employees and public officials of the town in the course of their business. It does not include willful acts or certain other exclusions to that defense, but there is indemnification that it covers all employees of the town, regardless of the insurance coverage. So that is an issue that the Township of Pemberton must deal with January 1st. But all other insurance coverage will remain the same with the same insurance carrier. It is not being revoked or not renewed.
Well, thank you. You guys caught me off guard.
Do you hear the transfers if you want them?
Transcripts.
The transfers? Yeah. Bill list, bill list is 2.3 million.
And the activities that you requested that were from the Department of Defense or Air Force, you requested one of the resolutions that authorizes access for environmental activities.
Yes.
Okay, those two resolutions, basically the same for two separate locations from the Department of the Air Force. They're requesting the placement of some monitoring wells. It's a result of, I believe, contamination that may have occurred on a joint base.
It was the PFAS issue.
Okay.
Can I address something? Council President?
Yeah, go ahead.
As far as the employee luncheon, that wasn't using taxpayer money per se. That was JIF funds for the health and wellness. They get some kind of stipend for participating in different programs. And I'm pretty sure that our HR folks and the people that coordinate that and work very, very hard to take care of our employees got the employee input of what they wish to have for their employee dinner, and that's why they utilized who they utilized.
I would have kept it in town. Thank you.
Good afternoon, councils, Amy, Mrs. Solicitor. Just a couple of questions I have. First one goes to Mr. Dewey. Did you ever get to find out what those Pemberton miscellaneous was on those bills?
Mr. Connors has all the information.
Okay. Do you want to answer it now or after?
You can ask your other question, we can address it.
Okay, sure. Another question is, when Mr. Dasty was representing our township, was he involved in 3 representations of the township? 1, representing the council, representing Jack for his initial lawsuits, and also doing other representation in the township. So if, just give me an answer to that one real quick. You know, he was a solicitor for the council. In the beginning, he was representing Jack, and he's also, doing the basic township businesses, like legal representation. Was he doing all 3 of those?
I would suspect he was, just as I'm doing it now.
Okay, so my question is, especially when it comes to lawsuit, I'm not an attorney and I don't play one on TV.
And you're lucky, go ahead.
Okay, so as a counselor, if you're my counsel.
Right.
And information come about my case,
Right.
you would inform me, correct?
Correct,
Okay, so if you're representing Jack
right.
and information about Jack comes forward, you tell the council, correct?
It depends.
Okay, if you're representing the council in the same particular case with Jack, about Jack, information from the council come about, will you tell Jack as his counsel?
It depends.
But the thing is, you have to inform the person representing what's going on with their case, correct?
That would generally.
So there's no there's no transparency, so everybody, you know what's going on. So if the council decided to make a move against Jack,
Right.
you're required to inform him, correct?
Not necessarily, no.
So you're not giving us full representation
Well,
then?
no, when you say the count, I don't know that, there's fact specific. You're making me speculate on things that I don't know to be the
But-
case. The fact of the matter is, as township attorney, you represent both the executive and the legislative branch. It poses a conundrum to
Yes.
the law, is the reason why you're asking these questions. And so it requires that it's fact sensitive. At times, it may be that he's required to get separate legal counsel, or the council might have to get separate legal counsel, which presents the issue.
Yeah,
Who
one
authorizes it?
person representing three. It just don't make, it's not, there's no,
In the case of an adversarial relationship,
which
yes.
it was, in a way.
Well, I don't know
because-
what you're speaking to.
Okay. All right, I'm trying to,
Okay.
not to go over my 5 minutes. Also, I'm also looking forward to your comments tonight about, the past year, what you didn't do, things like that. The last time I was here, I was told, Mr. Ward, let you know that Jack is required to give you a basic State of the Union address tonight about what he did this year, what's the future of Pemberton. So, and that's required, it's not a maybe, it's a must, it's a will, and it says shall.
For the mayor to make that.
Correct.
Yes.
Not you.
No,
Okay.
yeah, I'm just clarifying.
Yeah, he's got to give it to you, which not only give it to you, he gives it to the township.
Correct.
Amy, just a question for you. The form that's used for retired military personnel to get the stipend from the town, do you know that form and what's the requirement to get it?
No, I don't. That would be a question for the tax collector or tax assessor's office.
Okay. All right, so I'll ask that question, because my question is if it's, and you wouldn't know, but if it's for a retired military living in town, do they get it? And do you have to own a property to get it? That's my question. So I'll ask,
You would have to call the tax collector's office. They would be able to provide you that information.
okay, thanks. And as far as the magazine, we did have a magazine, but of course, budget cut got rid of it. So my suggestion, just to get that webmaster to do an online magazine first, advertise in the online magazine, and switch over once funds have been generated, then to go to a hard copy paper to produce the magazine. And as far as everybody don't have a computer, which is true, but everybody have a cell phone. So there's an app I keep on talking about for the townships to develop where everybody can pay their bills, see township news, get pop-up notifications, because you're right, everybody don't have a phone, a computer, but there's a cell phone in somebody's pocket somewhere that can get the township information. And I had another question, just one more thing. Based on some of the videos I watched last year, the YouTube video, just remind council, you're not an executive body, you're strictly legislative. You're executive, not legislative. So basically, you can't do what he's supposed to do. And when I say he, I'm talking about the position, all right? Thank you very much, guys, and Happy New Year.
Same to you, Donovan.
And I say Merry Christmas.
Good night. So,
Counsel,
Hold on a second.
oh, I'm sorry, Mayor, go ahead.
I just wanted to clarify one thing. You said that Mr. Connors is the council solicitor. Mr. Connors is actually, in fact, a township solicitor. The council does not have a solicitor.
Okay, so basically, so you're new. So when Dasty was here, Mr. Dasty, I'm sorry.
Correct.
He did all three positions. If I have, I'm going back again. If I had an attorney and about my case, I want to know what the other side is doing, so to speak. And when you represent, when one is doing three, it's kind of hard.
Again, again, I'm not sure that I understand. There obviously is, there's a division, as you point out, under this form of government, that the mayor has the authority to deal with the issues, the executive issues of the governing, or the township. The legislative body is the council. And there are some checks and balances that are written into the statute in terms of the dealings between the mayor and council.
Correct.
The township attorney is a general counsel for the township. It acts on behalf of the township, defends the township when it needs to be defended, whether that's an action brought against the mayor and council or the township itself. If there was a circumstance in which the council was at adverse position to the mayor or vice versa, that requires the issue of separate legal counsel. Certainly couldn't in a litigation matter where both parties are adversary represent one over the other. That's simply can't be done.
All right, I'll look more into it. And as to my first question, he was going to answer the Pemberton miscellaneous that was charged to the bill list.
I'm not sure I understood what your question was. I recall that you were at the last meeting.
Yeah, so,
And as I recall, you had indicated that there was a bill from our law firm under the category miscellaneous.
Pemberton miscellaneous.
If I'm mistaken, you might have said $2,500 or $3,000.
Sorry to interrupt. There was several of those on each bill list for the amount, for $2,000 plus. And all it said was,
And what I explained at the time was miscellaneous is a general category when the billing isn't relative to a particular file number, or it could be a litigation matter, it could be a redevelopment matter. Any matter that doesn't fit within a particular file is billed to the category of miscellaneous. And while the bill list may have said, and I don't know what the bill list said, it might have been a certain amount due under that category, the municipality, in fact, is provided with a detailed itemization for every category for which a bill has been generated. So the township of Pemberton would receive from our law firm an itemization of what generated the bill, the time it took, down to 1/6 of an hour, and what attorney worked on. That breakdown is provided in every single.
okay, so as that's the case, then I'm now going to request that breakdown, because on the bill list, it breaks down this, I mean, it was detailed, what was charged to the against the township, except that one category.
And that may, and again, I don't know what the bill is that comes out of the CFO's office or the clerk's office. I don't know exactly how it's listed, and it may do that in terms of brevity. Some towns might just list the law firm in that particular billing, the total amount. But the bill that's received by the municipality, the bill which could be reviewed by every member of council as well as the mayor, is itemized so that the client knows exactly the time spent and what caused that bill to be the amount that it is.
All right, thank you for that answer. And
And I have a copy, I went back after your comment and to make sure, in fact, each bill, as you can see, is itemized. Description, hours, amount, and the attorney representing that particular matter.
Okay, I know, but my question is, on the bill list, I'm just gonna make these up. Housing, Dasty, this paperwork, Dasty, but everything was still itemized on the bill list, except that one category, Pemberton miscellaneous. $2,000, $3,000, $1,000, $500. It was all over the place.
Here it is. I have the bills for February, March. They were the months that you raised questions.
You're right.
They're no different than any other month since January of this year.
There's nothing on this that says Pemberton miscellaneous.
Yes, it is.
Okay,
February miscellaneous, 2025.
and what was under that?
Well, I'm not going to read each item, but that particular billing for that was $1,295. That was February 25th. On March 11th, because the bills, I believe, are paid or reviewed twice a month. I'm sorry. Miscellaneous 2025 for March 11 was $2,878. March 25th was $2,619. But there's an itemization.
In the CFO's office.
Correct,
All right,
correct.
that's it.
And they could be overall questions.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
All right, have a good,
Can I don't want to step out of line here, but just, I asked for those bills too, And, you know, and they all seemed legitimate to me. Some were phone conversations
Yeah,
and
well,
stuff.
you saw that, but
Yeah,
just look
but-
at my shoe.
Well,
All you see is Pemberton
Let me
miscellaneous.
go back. In 2024, how many miscellaneous legal bills did you approve? Do you know?
From a law firm,
Yes. Yes. How many?
I'll take a look.
That would be 2024, 2023, 2022.
Yes.
18, 19, 16.
Yeah, I mean,
Didn't just happen.
yeah.
Okay, all right, well, thank you for your time.
And
Thank you for your question.
if I may, while I got the floor here, you know, you asked another question about how much legal expenses were spent this year, and we're only about 150 higher than 2024 thousand. And we know why that was, you know, so I know that was one of your questions from last time. And since I got the floor still, you know, when Jack has lawsuits, he's not represented by Mr. Connors. A separate attorney goes to him for his lawsuits. So there's no conflict there, if that's what you were asking.
Initially, he was.
What's that?
Initially, he was represented by Dasty.
Until Mr. Dasty's firm became the solicitor and then changed Jiff assigned, I don't want to speak out of turn, but he was assigned special counsel for every lawsuit to help stop any conflicts.
Any more of your time. Thank you.
No, it's not a waste of time.
No, no,
I
you
love
said-
talking to
I'll
you.
be here waiting also.
Yeah, so, all right.
All right.
Thank you very
we'll
much.
talk.
Hi, Marie Reynolds, Browns Mills. My question is, I just want, something is really bothering me about the whole January 1st situation. The JIF letter was presented on, or it was dated October 28th. So if you look at the JIF letter, there's an expectation that someone is not going to be able to work here, perhaps after January 1st, that they're not going to have the right coverage that is required by this township in order to serve the public. So from October 28th to January 1st, what have we done in terms of securing our technology? I mean, in a corporate environment, in a public and private entity, any business, if an employee is anticipated to be released for cause, basically, they would be presented with a letter and escorted out of the building. So that not being the case in this regard, we have from October 28th to January 1st, where someone conceivably, even with all of the alleged divestiture of assets and whatever else is going on that we don't know about, what is happening to preserve our technology so someone's not walking out of here with a hard drive full of private information that could conceivably be used against, 20-some thousand residents in the future by someone?
Marie, unfortunately, and the solicitor and I have had extensive conversations about this on a number of occasions. There's nothing we can do. I know you don't want to hear it, the residents don't want to hear it, but there literally is nothing we can do. The mayor is an elected official. And the only way for the mayor to be removed is either through a recall, which we've tried and failed twice, or the mayor resigns, which that's his decision to make. We cannot coerce him, we cannot force him, we can't make him do that. It's entirely up to him. But as a council, there's no actions we can take. We cannot limit his access to the building or to technology. We can't limit his access to files. We can't take away his key fob. We can't take away his township vehicle with or without insurance.
Well, that's another question. I mean, the liability of just that, any minor mistake that's made at this point, how do we cover that? How do we indemnify all
And
that?
unfortunately, it's in our code that the mayor or any public official that works for the township is indemnified by the township, regardless of whether or not you have insurance through JIF or another carrier.
So we're still liable for everything?
Correct. I don't know if you want to add on to that.
Except for,
Well, there are There are exceptions, and you can refer to the township code with regard to indemnification. There are exceptions, just as there are exceptions in any insurance policy. Willful acts, for instance, not negligence, but willful acts would not be covered. There are certain other aspects that are not covered. They're not covered for acts that might be brought by the township against an employee. Employees are not covered for that. Only the defense of those from other parties. So that's simply just the way it is. And as the council president has outlined, the mayor is an elected office. There is no power of any member of the governing body to remove any other member of the governing body or elected office. And so whether the mayor stays as mayor for the remaining part of his term is the mayor's decision to do so. There's nothing that the governing body can do about that.
So the only thing that we're
They're
counting
elected
on.
by the people. The mayor, the township council can't usurp that.
So the only thing we're counting on at that point is that we would indemnify him for anything that wasn't willful.
Basically, there are some other exclusions. I don't have the ordinance right in front of me, but there may be other exclusions as well. And I have to also point out, in the sense of all fairness, these are lawsuits in which have been settled. There's never anybody conviction. There's no finding by any jury.
No, I know, but
They're
the terminology
they're
used.
settlements.
The
And in the terms of the settlement, nobody admits any particular wrongdoing. They're
Right.
settled as a
Right.
recommendation of the insurance company. And so it's not like, the only time that an individual can be removed for office during the term of their office is a conviction of a crime, in which case then there's a forfeiture law in New Jersey that would require the individual to be removed from office and never to be hold office again. So that is not the case here.
But in each of the cases, when it was presented by whoever the solicitor was at the time, each of the cases that's been settled, it has been said that it was settled because taking it further might very likely result
Right.
in
Sure.
$1 million
Sure.
settlement, $1 million to the
That's
cost
correct.
to the
And
township
the
as
jeopardy
opposed to $550,000.
Right, and understandably, the jeopardy is then the township would be on the hook for the difference
Yeah.
in the event of a jury award.
Right.
It's a gamble, and certainly nobody wants to take that gamble. We can all determine what probabilities might exist, but I can tell you that being in the field of law, you never know what a jury's going to do.
Right.
And so,
Yeah.
to avoid that circumstance, in addition to the cost, our courts are so backlogged between discovery requests and getting things calendar. It could be 2 years before a case goes to trial. Insurance company just doesn't want to spend that kind of money, unfortunately. And it's a
dark
very
hole.
perplexing situation.
It's a dark hole.
Yeah,
It is.
yeah,
It's
it
it's
is.
really scary.
It is, which in
I know
some
you're
cases
working on
prompts
it.
lawsuits. That's the other issue that comes about, because knowing people know that they may be quick to settle.
Yeah.
And so they institute a lawsuit,
Right.
and
Right.
after a while, that may happen.
Right.
It could
Yeah.
become a cottage industry where
Yeah.
people then
We're
start
getting there.
filing all types of things,
Yeah.
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 I'm sorry to take your time.
No,
but I-
you didn't. It's been really helpful. Thank you. I mean, at least we know we're doing as much as we can possibly do, right? Thank you very much. I know, Harry, I hear it.
Hi, Pat Guthrie, Birmingham. I just would like to reiterate on 343 and 344. My understanding when Alex asked about those two resolutions, that it has something to do with the DOD contamination access. When I look at the properties, it's like along Junction Road from the corner of like where the dentist office is. What type of contamination is there? And is that something that the DOD, the military, is actually going to go in and clean up? Like, how did they get contamination on that part of the property?
Yep, it's the PFAS contamination. It's the Air Force civil engineers that are coming in to put test wells in those two different locations.
Oh, okay. And then I just would like to reiterate on something that I brought up at a prior council meeting having to do with stipends. I do not believe the township is using the phrase stipend properly. It seems like stipends are like given here and there for extra work here. First, I'd like to know where the stipend money comes from. Is it something that's coming out of our tax dollars? And if you look up the definition of a stipend is a set sum of money that is paid to an individual to help defray expenses, including stipends to include students, intern, researchers, and clergy. It usually, stipends are a set amount of money given to an individual to help defray living expenses such as room and board or other expenses related to that specific purpose. It's given for education, like travel pay. You're familiar with the government. You get so much for mileage, your food allowance, room and board. Nowhere in here, in all of the definition of a stipend, does it say that stipends are used to pay for Christmas parties. I mean, fine and dandy if a Christmas party's done and our tax dollars are being used for it, but, or if it's money that's kind of put into a pot that everybody pitched into, that's fine. But utilizing the word stipend is totally incorrect, and I am curious, where does the stipend money come from?
So I'll use the affordable housing program for an example, because I know that caused a little bit of turmoil earlier in the year. So those stipends are paid to individuals that are managing the affordable housing program, and it comes out of grant money that goes to the affordable housing program. We don't pay for that. So for any of the stipends we have, and Harry, I think you might have some more information on this than I do, or Josh, you might. Most of the stipends that we pay come out of the programs that are being managed. They don't come out of our budget or out of the taxpayer's pocket.
So like, let's say Rosemary has a project that she has to do, having to do with this housing project, then that stipend comes out of the money granted for that housing project.
And by law, I believe it's 20% has to be used for.
Yeah, for affordable housing, I know the number was 25% was
25%
allowable for expenses and stuff. Yeah.
Okay, so you can
Stipend and
justify that,
Yep.
being that she is doing a project
Correct.
around that. How do you justify the money coming out to pay for a party?
I don't believe.
I mean, literally, when it was just mentioned here.
Mrs. Guthrie, the
it was
mayor used
labeled
the
as a
incorrect term.
stipend.
That money is not stipend money. The money was earned through a safety incentive. It is given to the township through the JIF, and it's when the township employees meet certain safety incentive goals. They have a 2,500, no, it's more than, I think it's over 3,000, that the township gets each year if all the employees meet certain training goals and stuff like that. It is not a stipend. That
Okay,
was
so the mayor
incorrect.
just misspoke.
I
using
thought I
the
said
phrase
safety,
stipend.
but if I did say
No, you
stipend,
said
that was a mistake.
stipend. That's why it kind of threw me
Right,
for a loop.
it
and
is
made
not
me
a
wanna
stipend.
bring
The
it up.
money comes, it's an incentive that is, the employees earned by meeting their training goals and other safety incentive goals.
And see, that totally makes sense.
Yes,
In which case, I was like, how do you justify
yes. And
utilizing the word
The
stipend?
holiday party and some other events are used, is an allowable use for that money through the JIF.
Yeah, because, I mean, I know, doing accounting, that all money should be accounted for, and that is something that does not legally fall under a stipend. That's it. Thank you very much, and I hope you all have a wonderful Merry Christmas. Thank you.
You too, Patty. And some of the other stipends I know, because we have some on the bill list tonight, are people have licenses for certain things here, so they get a little extra for having that license. I know at one time. Right, at one time I had a boiler's license that I got a little extra for from my company and stuff like that, so, but there are some legitimate reasons.
Oh, Mr. Salka.
Just waiting. Anybody else before I walk all the way up? All right, I just have two things and then a comment. First is the jet vac truck for $550. Did anybody look at how much we would use it, how long it would last, and what's the difference if we just used rental truck where we didn't have to worry about maintaining it or anything like that, and just rent it when it's needed? Has
Josh,
anyone done
you
an
got the answer
analysis
to that,
on
right?
that?
I get this for you, Mike, if you want me to.
Okay.
So I did talk to the Department of Public Works 2 days after our previous meeting. I hope it's wrong, but the rental figures were astronomically crazy. I want to say every time to rent the truck, I was told it was around $3,900. How many times we used the truck throughout the year? On average, they'd like to get the truck on the road about 100 days out of the year. That's what was told to me by DPW. Yeah, I was boggled too. It's about $390,000 for 1 year for rental.
And also what we're looking at, and Harry, correct me if I'm wrong, is we're looking at purchasing this truck, but then going out to other municipalities and use our truck as a shared service and trying to recoup some of the money that we're going to spend on buying the truck. So those discussions are happening as well.
Okay. Next is this copier. One of the questions that wasn't asked is this new being added to the inventory, or is it being replaced? If it's new, how do we survive the past 20 years without it? Or is it just this great recreational department person that we're overpaying for wants it? It's
Yeah, I'll take it.
$2,000. It's $2,000 a year.
I was going to address
lease.
it during when we review the bill list, but I'm a big no on that lease because we already have copiers. The fact that they moved from one location to another unwarranted and never came before council, I'm a no. We don't need it.
Okay.
And I think we might have a.
That's fine. I'm just wondering, because that past
Forum
20
up here for
years,
that.
if we're adding another copier to our inventory, and the size of the government really hasn't changed.
Yeah,
that-
they
that's
have one at the
needed.
seniors. They have one at the senior center. They had one up here. I don't know where that one was. They don't need
Yeah,
another
that's
one.
fine. And then last is this whole insurance thing, and starting January 1st. Let me just say, most veterans are honorable people. Honorable person would take the humility and resign if they're going to cause more liability in their position here. So that's all I'm going to say. Most veterans are honorable. This one is not.
Coming up, Mrs. Phillips.
I thought you forgot.
I've been very, very busy, very tired right now. I went to touch. Good evening, everybody in general. The least I was able to come tonight because for the snow. The first I'm going to touch it is, we have to do something in our town. We need a VA, please. If our mayor doesn't want to hire a VA, can the council take it over? Somebody can take it over? We got it. We need a person who represents us in here. I beg. We got the money. And Pasabele will be the best, and we're not in this trouble right now where we are. Now, the second it is, what is the future for Pemberton after January 1st? I hope will be the best, not the worst, because we have to focus for the best. I know that we put our mayor in position, the people select him. I understand, I respect veterans. I'm a widow for a veteran and a mother of a veteran. But I'll be honest with you, if I was in that position right now, I do not want to do more damage to my people who put me there. And we failed them because that's the answer. It's sad. I'm going to touch right now in the Sycamore Hall. Can you update me in there what is sold or we will get in the future? I know I didn't see all the empty houses. I still see them in the same. And I just hope, I know, I'm a taxpayer and I know how much I pay a year. Yes, please go after these people. We got plenty money in there just throwing and we not even just go collect it. The way I look at it is the mortgage companies and the bank, they are ignoring us. And that's not right because we have to, yes, beautify our place. And the only thing we can beautify our place, fix all the houses are empty. And be honest with you, we're not going to need no more houses in here. We need to bring the young generation here and show them what we got for their children. I know that we got a base next door, and we should approach them what they can do for us. We bought a land for many years with them. And continuing, they can open 68 all the way through towards Fordix Road, because this is what we need. It's not fair for the people. Like right now, if I want to go to the Veteran Cemetery and see my husband and see my relatives there, I got to go to the back road, to Cookstown Road. When I used to go, yes, on Trent Road all the way down and just zoom down. I'm not able to go to Ricetown. I used to go bowling, belong to a bowling league. I cannot go there anymore, and it's not fair. And we as a township, we should enforce our federal government to open our roads, and probably will be the best. Probably will be more business coming up in this place. And I just want to wish to all the best Christmas and a safe and God bless New Year's. And I just hope in myself, I figured out tonight when I came in here, I was going to receive good news, but see, no, they stale news. Nothing we can do about it. I just hope that after this is the last meeting of the year, I figured that we're going to get here good things. And hoping the first of the year will be the best for us. We will see. But we need, somebody got to go and look. If this side doesn't want to hire a BA, guess what? Somebody got to take it over and do the job. Thank you.
Okay, so good evening. My name is Michelle Foreman, and it's good to be here tonight. Glad I made it. Glad you all made it. Okay. The first question I asked, which I asked 3 times, this is the 3rd time, is there anything anybody can do to get me the video of the CDs that Oprah of these meetings. That's number one. I have to say that they hired 2 new people in the office. At the time, they said they're not going to give them any more. Or when I was told, anyway, that I remember, okay? So, I want the smart up version with the video, and I want to know if there's anything we can do about it. That's question number 1. And I will not forget to get an answer before I leave. Okay, 2, the Economic Development Committee met last Wednesday. I called to find out when they were going to meet. They said Wednesday. I found out from Josh's meeting that they actually didn't meet last Wednesday. That was canceled, but that they did meet Tuesday. And my question is, if the date changed, how can I find out that they're going to change the date of the Economic Development Committee? How can I be informed? Is this advertised? And who is the developer that you met with on Tuesday? Who decides who's on this committee? That's questions. The other thing is on the resolutions 336/2025. Matthew, I'm sorry. Is that okay if I call you? I'm sorry.
Matt.
President?
Matt. The name is Matt.
Okay, I'm sorry. I can't pronounce your last name. I'm so sorry. It'll take me a while. Mr. President, how's that?
Michelle,
Matt, okay, Matt, yeah.
are you right with that number, 336?
You have an old agenda. That was removed.
336 was one I got today.
Did you want the back table?
No, I got this today.
It was removed after you came up to get that.
Okay, thank you. Okay, that's fine. So it was removed on purpose?
Yes.
Gotcha, okay. Oh, okay. I got it, I think, okay. The other question I have is, let me just go over this. Okay, just real quick. The zoning board had a meeting on solar panels over there by Newcomb and Hollandford schools. So many people that I spoke to did not know about this. My question to you guys is, if this goes through in the zoning and they approve it, does it also have to go through council before it gets finalized? That's my one question there. And, okay, I'm going to go back to these questions if I, many people did not even know about this. Many people who should have known about it. What they want to do is put solar panels on land that's zoned for farming. Okay, they want to get a variance or waiver for that. That's one thing. Let me hurry up and get to my paper before I run out of time and I get beeped. Okay, sorry. Okay, this is 343 and 344. Who is asking for this access agreement on the right-of-way along Rancocas Road Lane and Noteboom Avenue? I want to know who, what's the purpose of this, and who is asking for this? And could somebody tell me what the environmental activities are for that? And then, let me see. Oh, I want to tell everybody that this is at the library. I can leave it here if anybody's interested. It's coming in the summertime, spring, where you can send the ticks out to see if they have Lyme's disease. Okay. And I got this at the library the other day. And my daughter got Lyme's disease and years of steroids and eye specials. I took her to 20 eye specials. She almost went blind. So it was called uveitis, the eye disease. She got it from, is that my bell or somebody else's?
Somebody
Okay.
else.
So this is a very serious disease sometimes. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes it doesn't hurt people that bad, but sometimes it does. I'll leave this when I'm done. If you guys want to put it in your thing out there or put it on your wall, you can. It came from the library, okay?
All right.
All right, the other thing is, my time's up and I'm pretty much done. I'm pretty much done anyway. So
Michelle,
the first question
So the
is,
videos, we don't record the videos. They're not recorded. They're on YouTube, they're broadcast, but they're not recorded.
okay,
I didn't know that I said I was going to get them for you, I think 2 meetings ago, And then Amy had informed me that we don't record them. I thought we did too, but we don't. So there's nothing that I can get for you to give you. They used to record them, right?
Yeah, you can go on YouTube anytime, and it's right on there. You can record it yourself.
You haven't tried that yet?
Okay, here's the thing. Mr. Dewey, my husband has a computer, all my kids have a computer. I can go on the computer anytime I want. I
Yeah, that's
use
true.
the computer.
They're on YouTube. You'd always get them. They're always there.
So I did
Yeah.
watch Alex's, he did a great job doing your meeting on YouTube. I did
He
go
did a
watch that.
fantastic job, yes.
I
he
did watch
yes,
that.
Yes, he did.
Amazing. But the thing is, I've been getting CDs here, and they have audio, and they used to have video,
They don't have them anymore, though.
but they still have audio that I can come get. I want to know who made the decision to stop doing the video on these CDs, that I can't have the videos anymore. I want to know who decided, and is there anything we can do to change that to allow me to have not only the audio,
Miss
but also
Foreman.
the video?
Ms. Foreman,
Mrs. Foreman,
I'm sorry, Mrs. Foreman.
yes.
We discussed this back in 2023, and that's when it was decided we weren't going to be doing the video recording. I didn't even know the system was video recording. The township doesn't use the recordings, and it takes up a lot of space, a lot of disk drive space, whatever you want to call it, digital space to keep those recordings. So now they are available on YouTube. But I had made the decision, with the consent of the council at the time, to stop the video recording portion of what's recording on my system because we do not use it.
When you say
So-
consent of council, I used to go to a lot of meetings. What do you mean? They took a vote on it?
No, they didn't take a vote on it. At the time, I believe I spoke with the council president.
Who was the council president at that time? Do you remember?
In whoever, it was Donovan, I believe, yeah.
So you just asked Donovan if it's okay if you,
Michelle, we don't use that recording, and it takes up a lot of space. And at the time when you were requesting the recordings, you requested a full year at one time.
and I told you I don't have to do that. I could do it meeting by
It
meeting.
took me an
so I could
entire
take care of
day
that.
and
That was
multiple
for one,
discs.
I did not know it was going to be a
Michelle,
problem.
we don't use the recordings. We're not required to video record the meetings. We don't use it. They're available up on YouTube.
You're not required, but you used to, when it was in the paper.
But Michelle, I didn't realize the system was recording.
Okay, that's not what the newspaper said.
Okay.
Because let me refresh everybody's memory. Donna from the planning board accidentally gave me a video. So they were videoing the tapes without the public knowing, just to let you know. I'll get the newspaper
Michelle?
and I'll get it clarified, but I'm
Michelle?
not here to argue with anybody.
Michelle?
I'm just here to see
Mrs.
if there's
Foreman.
anything that we can do
Mrs.
to
Foreman.
get it back into video form.
Mrs. Foreman, I'll be honest with you if you want my opinion.
Let me think. Do I have a choice?
Well, that would be a yes or no.
Okay.
I said, if you want my opinion. I'm just going to give you my general opinion.
Okay.
If,
First of all, I'm going to say that I think what you're going to say is, if I can get it on YouTube, why not bother? I have.
no, I'm going to put it to you in a financial way. As Amy just told you, it took her an entire day, even if it
That
takes.
was one time.
Okay, and
that
I
I
understand.
told her I
So-
could do it meeting by meeting.
And that's
one
fine.
meeting at a
So
time.
let's just say hypothetically, it takes her an hour each time, right? So you add those
No, she
hours.
said it takes 15 minutes
I'm
instead of
just-
5. And they have 2 new helpers in the office.
So why would we want to utilize an employee, taxpayers' money to pay an employee to do something that you can do on your own for free?
Because I like to have the hard copy, and I've been getting them for years, and I get the hard copy anyway as audio. I would like the hard copy. I'm requesting that. Is there, my question is this, not debating back and forth whether I should get them or not, or other people should get them or not. My question is real simple. Is there anything the council can do to reverse this decision to allow, because she said that council president told her she didn't have to do videos anymore. My question is there anything that anybody can do, like do an ordinance or a rule?
Mrs. Foreman, as I explained to you.
You don't have to say the same thing over and over again. I hope
Well-
you're not doing that.
Mrs. Foreman, I explained it to you once already, and I've told you, if I am told otherwise by the council, I will give you the video. I will start doing it again, if I am told to do that.
So what does that mean? They have to vote on it? They have to just say, okay,
you need
and
to ask
please do
Michelle,
it?
let's do this. let myself.
This is not a power struggle.
No, 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 no.
I'm asking a question. If you
all
say
right.
no, I'll move on to
I'm
figure
not
out
going
what
to
to
say
do
yes
next.
or no. I'm going to say, I'm going to discuss with the other council members
Okay.
and with Amy and our IT department, because as of right now, we don't have the server space to house these
I was
recordings.
told that that's just not true.
That
You
is
can-
true.
You can give me the video and then erase it afterwards, to be honest with you. So that's just
No,
not an excuse.
I think there's also a record-keeping requirement that if we record a public meeting, it has to stay on the server for a period of time. We can't just record it and delete it. That's illegal, right, Chris?
That's correct.
Well,
So-
if they're not mandatory to do video, I don't see why they can't return it. Like, they're only mandatory to do audio.
But once we do it, legally, we have to maintain it. So let me discuss with council. Michelle,
Okay.
I promise you, I will get back
Okay.
to you. I have your number.
Like I said.
I promise you, I will get back to you with an answer.
Thank you. Okay.
Economic and Business Development Council, the meeting dates are posted on the website.
They are? 'Cause
Yeah,
people
they're-
I've talked, I don't do that stuff, but people I talked to said they don't see it there.
Oh, yeah, that's on there.
Are
Yeah,
you sure?
yeah, yep. And the people that are on there now were appointed by me as the council lead for the Economic and Business Development Council. And we do have an ordinance that highlights the roles that each individual has and where they are within the township, whether they're a township resident, a non-resident business owner. So there's different criteria for the different council, for the different committee members.
Okay, so what-
Last week's meeting was canceled. There was no meeting.
I thought there was a meeting on Tuesday.
No, there
I was
wasn't.
told there was a
No.
meeting
The
on
meeting
Tuesday.
on
Josh said there was a
the meeting on
Tuesday.
Tuesday was a subcommittee meeting with
Wait, what's subcommittee mean?
meaning a few council people, a community development, one member of the Economic and Development Committee, and a bunch of lawyers got together.
Oh, there was only one person from Economic
Yes.
Community Development on that
Yep,
meeting?
Was that
Yes.
streetscape?
met?
yes.
The day before Josh's meeting.
It was the New Horizon people that we met with, they wanted to talk. Okay? So there was no official economic and development meeting.
So is it going to be rescheduled or just again next month?
Next month.
I think.
'Cause I'm
that-
trying to
I
keep an eye-
believe the next, is it scheduled for the 7th? January
Yeah,
7th,
so it'll be here before our council meeting on the 7th.
5 PM.
5 PM? Okay. Oh, on Wednesday?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, yeah, that's what I was told. Okay, very good. Thank you very much. You guys are really
And the
doing
two
great answering my
two
questions.
resolutions you asked about, again, that's about the Air Force is putting test wells in to check for PFAS. You know,
Oh, that's all?
yep.
Yeah.
It's not for development?
No, 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 no,
just
no.
It's down the street from
No.
my house. You know how I gotta keep an eye on
It's the Air
things.
Force Civil Engineers are
Gotcha.
going to put test wells
Yeah.
to monitor the PFAS remediation, or the PFAS.
Okay,
situation.
that's
Okay.
good, because I want to know if I'm getting that stuff in my water. And I'm down the street, down the hill, so I could be.
Well, I'm sure come next year, they may have another round of testing in certain areas for people with wells and stuff, you know, so
Okay,
keep an eye out.
I will, I always do. I try.
We know,
to keep an
we
eye
know.
out. Okay, so, let's see. Is there any other questions you guys remember me asking?
The zoning board solar panels?
Oh, very good, Matthew. Matt. Sorry, your name tag does say Matthew, by the way.
I know that was advertised. I don't know the exact date it was advertised, but it was advertised.
But most people didn't know anything about these solar farms going
Yeah.
over there.
Well, I'm sorry, Danny.
The
Go ahead.
previous month, it was, they weren't prepared and they canceled it and it was scheduled for last week,
Okay,
but it was advertised.
okay.
And Michelle, the further that, after Danny, solar panels are an agricultural use in the state of New Jersey. So they're not going to be needing a variance if it is a farm. Solar is a type of farming.
Well, why did they
Granted
go
under
there
the
for
hold on.
variance?
Granted
By
under-
mistake?
It might not be, if it's zoned agricultural, there's not too much you're going to be able to do. If they're asking for a variance of some sort, that's for something else, I wouldn't know. Mixed-use variance, so they're not, okay, it's mixed use
Yeah,
now,
because they
so,
want to put the solar panels on the agriculture property and the GCLI.
Yeah, Josh, I believe it's
Yeah.
part commercial and Yeah,
then
but
that would make sense to take it back to, to take it into the agriculture. But if it's a fully agricultural, Michelle, under the Right to Farm Act of 1964, which is then updated in 2012, you could farm solar all day long.
It's mixed use.
I understand, but I'm just letting you know.
So they're looking for a variance. Are you saying that was a mistake? They don't, that was good? Okay, so they have to get a variance on, if they get that variance, do they have to bring, this is a question I already asked, so. If they get that variance, do they have to bring that decision to council, for council to vote on it? And why not? Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't.
No,
I'll figure that out later. You don't even have to
Zoning Board of
answer.
Adjustment is their own authority. We don't have to,
Huh?
we don't have to listen to anything from Zoning Board of Adjustment. They're their own authority.
They can do whatever they want.
Yeah.
They can put solar panels next to your house and my house if they want.
If it falls within their jurisdiction, yeah.
Okay, just questions I have. Okay, any other questions you guys can remember? Are we good?
We're good. So wrote them all down and we answered all of them.
Okay, I think we are good. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Michelle.
Thank you for your time tonight. Very good answers, very good remembering all my questions. All right.
Anybody else? Anybody else?
So you all heard me get insulted. My feelings are hurt, Joe. Amen. Amen. Who appointed the Economic Development Committee? How did that get started? I was just wondering.
Yeah.
Created through council.
You what?
Question, Mr. Georgia?
No.
Okay. You ask all your questions first, and then we'll go through an answer.
Okay, the other thing, what are we doing with the development of the Wawa, the store, and the fast food place? They were supposed to be here today, weren't they?
They were.
Were they taken off the agenda?
Yes, they were.
Why?
Because we're still negotiating the amendment that was on the agenda. It's still being negotiated. It wasn't ready to be on the agenda.
Well, the last meeting I was at, I really wasn't satisfied with the answers I was getting. I operated a business in Pemberton for, 50 years. I'm probably the only business in Pemberton that ever won an award from a president of the United States. So we ran a fairly well-established business. It wasn't just a small business. We were pretty good size. And what's concerning me that's happening with the Wawa, I was planning to build another 30,000 square feet in Pemberton as a young man. But I kept on going to the meeting that Wawa came to, and I just came to the assumption, Dad, we'll never be able to afford to build in Pemberton after what I saw we were putting Wawa through that was built in right outside the borough. So did Wawa cancel this meeting or did we? See, when meetings like this are canceled with an entity like Wawa, I remember when they did the Wawa beside the borough, the attorney they used was Judge Hart. Very expensive attorney, because I've used him a couple times. Then the engineers were there for all the meetings. I went to 3 meetings with the Wawa that had to do with were they going to use retention or detention drainage. Finally, Wawa said, you tell us what to use. We'll put whatever you want there. And that took 3 meetings. Now, this Wawa has been going on for about how long? 3 years? Why aren't we able to do something? I mean, it doesn't seem to be a Brainiac detail to me that people in Browns Mills would love to be able to get fuel after 8 o'clock. I mean, it would just be great. I don't really care about the food store as much as I would like to see people in Browns Mills be able to get fuel for their cars, campers, or trucks. I ran a trucking company. And it was so easy if a truck was leaving and needed something to stop at a Wawa and get fuel. But the truck stop was always open for me. But residents in Browns Mills that have to work at night, oh, it'd be great to have a gas station that's open after 10. So we need to get started. I know it's been at least 3 years I can think of for this project. Either we need to fire somebody or get this project started. If you keep doing this with Wawa, you won't have that little Wawa and you won't have a super Wawa. I moved executives for Wawa at Father and Son. Greatest people you could ever move, in my opinion. The one man asked me if I would move his horse mess, his horse dookie, what do you call it, man? His horse manure. And I looked at him and said, "You gonna pay the same price? You'll end up paying the same price for me to move manure as I'm doing your furniture." He said, "I want the manure," and I moved it. You know, I was happy to move it. So you're dealing with a company that's known for excellence, and we've been lollygagging this thing for years. I'm being told that this Wawa may bring in $40,000 in tax. Even if it brings in $20,000 in tax, that would mean everybody who pays tax in Pemberton's tax bill would be affected in a positive manner. And the last meeting that I was at, the last meeting you had here, I was not satisfied with anything that anybody had to say in getting this project running. So what are you going to do to get this project running? I don't think that we have the weight to insist on a shopping center too. If we want that, we may have to get a new developer. But to get a fast food place, another one, and a Wawa in Browns Mills, I just can't think how appreciative citizens like me would be. And I did drive through Browns Mills at 5 o'clock today. Yes, I had to wait at the light, but I'm not going to consider it traffic, because I have driven through real traffic in my life before. We have got to do something to modernize our township. You know, and if we've got to understand, or you've got to understand, not me, because I already know it, this country's going through hard economic times right now. And I blame that on a certain person after the last meeting, but it's not his fault. It's the country is going through a hard time. Suppose you can't get another food store, we're just not going to develop anything then? Is that our attitude?
No, sir.
Not at all.
So the meeting that we were to have was with New Horizons, the developer.
Right.
The Wawa and Taco Bell are going to happen. It's just a matter of them breaking ground. The amendment we're speaking of is for the second and third phase of that development. That has no impact on the Wawa and the Taco Bell.
All right, so we'll definitely get a fast food Taco Bell.
So that's still happening.
Well, why aren't we moving it? How long has it been, Mayor? How long has it been?
A long time since that last administration was in power. How long did they have it?
I mean, you got.
No, you're correct.
How long did that last administration have it?
At least I think of 3 years, the last administration.
How long was Dave Patriarchi mayor?
Oh,
18 years.
Well, how long has that actually been empty? When they didn't do nothing, now we got a council up here that's trying to do something.
Yeah,
well, we got to get it.
We are, but here's the thing. It's what we're trying to.
Administration was crap.
What we're trying to get away from.
No, I'm just going to tell you, I don't need gas at 10 o'clock at night. So I lived here all my life.
Well, somebody does. I mean, a lot of people work at night.
We're trying not to give the town away. So that's why we're having these negotiations on this Fifth Amendment to the redevelopment deal with New Horizons. Because the deal as it is right now, or what they want to amend, is we're just like handing it over to them. And we're trying to get away from that. We're trying to put some protections in place for the township. But the Wawa and Taco Bell, that's a done deal. That part of the redevelopment deal is done. It's just a matter of them breaking ground. If you remember, we had to get Mr. Ellie out of the.
Right.
Out of that, so that held it up, or else they would have broken ground already. So we are moving forward with that phase of the project. It's just a matter of time.
So we can look forward to a groundbreaking with the Taco Bell and the Wawa?
You have any input on this?
Can I throw something out there first, Matt?
All right, go
I
ahead.
want it, and I'm a citizen. I want the truth.
Mr. Georgia, this is a council meeting. I've been reminded many times, it's not the mayor's meeting.
Well, I'm a citizen.
I think the longer we delay this, the more the likelihood that the developer's going to walk away.
And I believe that. You know, you have cities.
Steve, what's to say there's not another developer patiently waiting for that may already have a grocery store and ready to roll?
And then we'll be going through another 3 or 4
Perry,
year situation like we are now.
you cannot have.
You won't.
Hold it, Perry, he might. He might. Perry, we don't know the future, but I have seen Wawa leave towns where they have no Wawa.
Steve, I understand that, but one of the biggest things I heard when we've been talking about this is
Yeah.
the sheer gasoline necessity, absolutely. But you know what's more a necessity than gasoline? Food. The percentage of our residents that can't afford to grocery shop in Browns Mills and are buying that fuel during the day to drive and spend their time out of town to purchase their groceries to come back into town.
Perry, I am not going to argue that point with you. That's viable. But still,
Listen, nobody wants that developed
you
more than
can't
us.
force a food.
I've stared at that for 20 years driving on the road. 20 years. It's horrible. Nobody wants to develop more than the 5 of us, but we're going to do it right. We're going to do it right. There's too many things, Steve, that has sold this town down the road that could have been done right, and they were done wrong. Case in point, and I bring it up all the time, the warehouse. Yeah, we got $500,000 a year. Good for us. We gave away $700,000 a year, times 30 years. Do the math on that.
Was that we gave that, or did that go through the county? That is a question. That's honestly a
Tax
question.
money that will be owed to us. There's a percentage that goes to the town,
Yeah.
but that's tax money that we gave away.
Well, I don't believe we can afford to give it away, but we can't afford to let businesses just walk out. Perry, your father was there to see what that Wawa, if I remember correctly, what that first Wawa went through the bill. There is no way. I've been a resident all my life in Pemberton, and it was so scary for me after seeing what our township government put Tom Edge through and that
Absolutely.
Wawa. It was too scary for me to try to build in Pemberton.
It's a
And we
shame,
got-
that was that current administration. That was a personal vendetta there that got involved.
If you think that I'm going to argue with that, you'll agree. Yeah, but I'm not talking about the past. I want this administration to nail this down. I'm a taxpayer. That's all I want you
We
to
all are.
nail it down. And I feel it's just flip-flopping too much. This administration has been in power now, 3 years?
3 years. No.
1 year,
1 year.
1 year,
No.
yeah.
No, the Mayor Patriarch was unelected. How long ago? I know time, I know
There
I'm
was
getting
only 2
old.
Republicans that got elected.
Hold on. I
And
don't care.
Mr. Gardner was the council president, Paul Dietrich, and
Oh, wait, I don't
Elizabeth.
care if you're Democrat, Republican.
Well, I know, but I mean.
I
a
don't
lot-
care. I just
We
want-
had a lot of bad 3-2 votes. But let me just throw something out before this gets crazy. There's no problem with the Wawa, Taco Bell's ready, okay? But what happens is, Mark, is people make promises and they're verbal. Okay? Nothing in writing. Well, this is what they promised me. So one of the promises was, when they build the buildings, we were gonna do the landscaping. Now, does that make sense?
Okay.
$600,000, right, for the
Okay.
landscaping. So why would this council, it wasn't us that made, we're gonna take care of the landscaping. And then the next we're gonna take care of is reconstruction of Pemberton Browns Mills Road, which belongs to the county. So we're gonna take care of the intersection and all this. we're going to take care of it. Well, we can't rip up a county road.
No.
But this is verbal deals that they've made. Nothing's in writing, it was verbal. Well, verbal don't mean nothing to me. You know, you're going to make a promise to me, write it down. Because when it doesn't work or it doesn't happen, you got a piece of paper that says this is what you're going to do. So, you know, why would we do landscaping for a developer? The developer, when he came in here, there was plenty of people in here, and when they did their dog and pony show, this is your new shop, this is your new grocery store. And the room went nuts.
Oh, I'd love to have a grocery store too.
Well,
I'm sure everybody in here would love to have another.
But this is how they got
grocery store.
the vote to get it, because here's your new grocery store. We're gonna put 7 stores in, we're gonna bring a Wawa in, and we're gonna bring something else in. At the time, Taco Bell wasn't the thing. Well, now there's no grocery store, and if you read the agreement, 36 months after they're completed, they'll do a grocery store. Well, you're a businessman, and I'm a businessman. I guarantee you, whoever does it, it'll probably be sold when it's half done. They'll take their money and run, and we ain't never gonna see a grocery store, all right? So now the big project is, oh, we're gonna bring Tractor Supply. So you wanna destroy a family business across the street that's been here 85 years, that sells nuts and bolts, fertilizer, and lumber. But you're gonna put a Tractor Supply in to hurt a family that's been here in business for 85 years. Why don't, you know, and I'm very vocal, they screwed Tommy Inge like you said. This man and myself, he did most of the work. They need 3 acres? Tommy Inge's is 3.5. Don't you think Tommy needs a payback? Why doesn't Tractor Supply buy that lot from Tommy and build their Tractor Supply? Because I'll guarantee you, if you have a Tractor Supply, a grocery store, a Wawa, and a Taco Bell, the traffic has been backed all the way up to my driveway. Because if there's an accident downtown trying to make a right-hand turn that the county took away, right? So you won't be able to get through town. From 3 to 6:30 now, it's a chore. And if you have an accident because somebody's pulling out of the country store or trying to get out of the post office, it's backed up.
Councilman, if we have an accident, it can be a chore. But if you've been away from Pemberton for 30 years, you can come back and not get lost. There's something wrong with that lack of development.
Really?
No.
Well, let me ask you, Mark.
We can love it, but we need more.
No, we
than
don't need
houses
more.
built to help our tax dollars.
No, we don't. You know, we have a spending problem, not a revenue problem. Now, when I was growing up, Browns Mills, there was 800 residents in this town in the wintertime. Easter weekend, everybody came from the city and worked on their summer houses, and in the summer, there was about 5,500 people in this town. But this is a fact. You had a Ford dealership, you had a Chevrolet dealership, you had the bakeries, you had the butcher shops, and the town was thriving. Right? 25 sailboats out on the lake, renting a canoe all day for $2. You had Catalanos, remember Catalanos?
Yeah.
That was the hot spot in town, right? And then they built the beach. So I'm not gonna believe that we need rooftops. We need better government, less spending, wasting money. You know how many projects have been done in this town for developers with no money in escrow and ran water and sewer, again, for the developer on the backs of the taxpayers?
But Councilman Dewey,
Yes, sir.
we still have been waiting a long, long time
Okay.
to
I
get
understand it.
another
but-
food store, a Wawa, and a fast food restaurant.
Council
Absolutely.
President.
It
You're gonna
is,
get
it is bordering
But, you know, but
ridiculous.
see, this deal was bad for, you know,
Can I clarify a couple facts that Councilman Dewey made?
bring it on.
You had mentioned the developer coming in here saying, yeah, grocery store, grocery store. If I remember right, the grocery outlet people were sitting right here in the audience, and the developer did have signed contracts for that grocery outlet to be here in this town. There was a national scale back of stores, and we were unfortunately hit with that scale back. So it wasn't like they came in here and falsely pretended that they had something. That's not fact.
Well,
They
that's-
did,
that
they
was the-
did have something, sir, I'm speaking. The other thing is, when you said landscaping, you kind of confused me a little bit. When you said that, it kind of made me think that we were going to have Public Works over there cutting grass and manicuring bushes and stuff like that. And what you, I think, really mean is we were
didn't
going to be
say
putting
that.
curbs in, sidewalks, and lighting, not doing landscaping
They
long
said
term.
landscaping, we were gonna take care of the landscaping.
But what do you mean? Can you clarify?
Sidewalks, whatever the landscaping is for the front of the building, the front of the property.
Right, along the street,
Yeah.
on the easement, we would be putting curb, sidewalks, and I think the development
But why
approved.
should the taxpayers be paying for that when it's the same old
I'm
problem?
just trying,
I know,
Mr.
but
Dewey, I'm just trying to get clarification. Like I
Yeah.
said, when you said landscaping, I thought we were gonna have Public Works in there cutting grass,
No.
trimming bushes and stuff like that.
No.
I just want to clarify that that's not what you were trying to say.
They promised to do the landscaping, install it. They promised them to fix Pemberton Browns Mills Road. It's a county road.
All I know,
And when it went through, sorry, Mark, when it went through when it went through the planning board, it did go through the county people too, and they've already given approval on the whole plans.
oh, the county's approved the whole plan?
Yes, sir, it's part of the planning board process.
But the county wasn't on the hook to pay $800,000 for road improvement and stuff, you know.
All I know.
I mean, let's face it, no matter what, this council wants to make sure this town doesn't pay any more out of their pocket, or your pocket, or her pocket, or anybody else's in the
All I
audience's
know in
pocket.
my business dealings
Yeah.
with some of the, and I've dealt with Wawa.
Wawa's
Best
not
company,
even the
one of the
problem.
better companies I've
Yeah,
dealt with.
Wawa's not the problem.
But we still don't have one. Remember, the last mayor didn't want him because he wanted the pumps. He felt he knew a
In the
better way
back.
to make a Wawa.
Well, it's what happens when you get geniuses in here that, you know, I
Well,
mean.
no, I'm not gonna talk about these people, because
I'm
they
talking about all
can
of
be
them.
our
I'm talking
neighbors.
about all of them. I mean, you have people doing real estate deals that should have no business doing real estate.
Councilman, my question is, why has it taken over a year to get this project started?
Come on, Mark, it's been,
This has been over a
Turn
year.
your head to the right. There you go.
He's one man.
Yeah? Well, who held up the barber, or the laundromat? Couldn't work with the guy to get him out of the laundromat.
Got the council.
No, the mayor. No, it's the
Council
mayor.
and the mayor.
No, the mayor.
We shouldn't have let it get held up.
Thank you,
We
sir.
shouldn't have
No,
let.
it's the mayor that couldn't work with the laundromat guy to get him to meet.
Anderson.
And the previous
If he
administration.
sides-
Why didn't they make a deal for the laundromat guy to start with before this all started? They would have had him out of there.
That's why we have a council. That's why we have a mayor. That's why we have a council, and that's why
It
they're
seems
not
like
working
you're hell,
together.
it seems like you're hell bent on blaming the council, right?
No, they're not working together.
Well, you ain't looked at him.
All right.
Right now.
He answered the question.
And Joe,
On him?
Joe Anderson.
Let's hear it.
Oh, yeah.
Well, give it to him.
They're not working together.
Who's they? I'm talking about the mayor.
All of them.
What can the mayor do?
Yeah. 5-minute recess.
Yeah. You just hell bent on blaming this council. That's all you're doing.
No, bullshit.
Get out. I know this guy right here. This guy comes here every week trying to help out, blaming the council on something. When you was on the council, you sucked. See, that's why we're in the business we're in now.
Joe.
That's why the shopping center's the way it is, because when you was on council, you sucked.
Joe.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you get anything done? Yes. What? What did you get done? Huh? Why are you still sitting up there empty? Don't tell me.
Joe,
I lived here all my life too, and I watched the shit you done on the ministry up in that previous administration. Don't tell me.
we want to hear your public comment. Come back. No, I mean they, anybody.
You never look at this man. He's the reason why that shopping center's up there like it is. Because he don't know how to work with people.
Oh, okay. very, very good and strong people. I'm glad everybody's safe today. About time we had this back. But listen, honey, I gotta tell you.
That's all you've done. You came right in here, just wanted to blame that council. You never turned to your head and spoke down there.
Better watch me. I would go over there, but I'm a little, I'll be right now. By the way, not you were that great a businessman all my life. I was grocery store. I remember when she had a first one. No. This is how much you pay me for that year. Tell your daughter, shelf market. It used to be the shelf market. She had all my kids. And I didn't want her to. She was so helpful. But that's right, she had a kid and still works. I said, how did you do that? She helped me. No, because at Newcomb, she was the, she was the president. So she wasn't trying to, she was there for a lot. So make sure you tell her to stop watching that. I hope she has a good report about it, because I know I love that. She was so cool. But she's a sweetheart. She helped me, this girl at school, my daughter. I had to go down in the hallway. I think you're a she let me go first, thank God. This girl was coming after my daughter. My daughter had a twin brother. My daughter was so happy. I thought this girl come after me. I came right up and said, my daughter was very sweet about it. Even if she was tough on not the parents of the kids, she was tough on anybody wanted to mess with the parents of the kids. Oh, could be my son David. She was awesome. She was very good with David. Oh, that wasn't me. Thank you.
All right, let's get this thing started. Okay. Next up on the agenda, meeting minutes, regular meeting minutes of October 15th, special meeting minutes of December 17th, and regular meeting minutes of December 3rd.
Move to approve the minutes as written.
Second.
Harper,
Yes.
Mr. Dewey,
Yes.
Mr. Ward,
Yes.
Mr. Doyle.
Yes.
Mr. Bianchini.
I'm yes for October 15th and November 17th, and I abstain from December 3rd as I was not present. Consent agenda, anybody have an appetite for consent agenda for the resolutions?
I don't know, I think we should talk about 345 and 346. Other than that, you can wipe out the other ones.
346, just want to put it on record.
So we need a motion.
Make a motion to approve the consent agenda as amended.
Second.
Mr. Doyle,
Yes.
Mr. Dewey,
Yes.
Mr. Harper,
Yes.
Mr. Ward,
Yes.
Mr. Bianchini.
Yes. Okay, Resolution 345-2025, consents to reappointment of Candace Pennywell as Chief Financial Officer. Discussion? Comments?
I'm going to abstain from that vote. That's why I really wanted to pull it.
Oh, okay.
All right, because the position that we got put in to get to this is over there. And we were never, they make the deal and we have to live with it. And again, I think we should have been consulted on it. But I'm going to abstain from voting for it.
Do we have a motion?
Make a motion to approve 345, 2025.
Second.
Mr. Doyle?
Yes.
Mr. Harper?
Yes.
Mr. Dewey?
Abstain.
Mr. Ward?
Yes.
Mr. Bianchini.
Yes. Resolution 346-2025, authorizing the purchase of one new jet vac truck model number 900 ECO for the Department of Public Works in the total amount of $565,865.87. Questions, comments, discussion?
I was one of the ones that was hesitant to pass this until I had a conversation with Mr. McNaughton down back, and he went into some details for me about the use of this truck. One of the biggest things I wanted to know was how many storm drains, because we were hearing how much this truck was going to be used. Don't quote me on the exact number, I'm plus or minus a few, but I believe he quoted me, we have 1,061 drains in this town that we're responsible for. He also went on to tell me that the state has a requirement that we maintain 25% of those drains every year. That's all we got to do is 25% of 1,061 drains, and the state won't fine us. However, if Pemberton Township maintains the state mandated 25%, our storm drain system will fail. Our storm drain systems, as we all know the roads in Pemberton Township, we have numerous dead-end streets. Well, the drains are dead-end too. If we don't maintain them more than once a year, or once actually every 4 years if you go by 25%, our storm system will fail. Our roads will flood. Some of our basements will flood. And without having to beat this any more to death, he overly satisfied my curiosity to put me over the edge. He says, I am not happy about spending $565,000 on a truck. If I could get one for $400,000, I would certainly do it. And then he made a statement that really hit home, and he said, Perry, the one thing you seem to forget is I'm a taxpayer too. He said, I don't go out to bid on these things and the price tags come back in easily. He says, I'm spending my money just as much as I'm spending the rest of the residents. And the sincerity in his voice put me over the edge. This man is 100% confident on what we need to do, not what the state requires. We go above and beyond state-required expectations to get our storm systems done. So I wanted to be able to put that on the record for the residents because I was very reserved at passing this last time, and I'm completely satisfied now.
Okay. Again, and I'm not going to do the sky's falling and all this BS that we're used to, but I talked to a couple people, and course, I'm not gonna mention any names, but he says, you know, Danny, we still got about 2-3 years out, we can get out of this truck. He says, you know, it's old, but it does the job, needs some tweaking, but the truck runs good. I said, okay. So beginning of the year, we ordered him a new dump truck that we ain't got yet. How much was that? 400,000? We have no idea where our budget is. Because, you know, with the shutdown of the government for as long as it was all about health care. So I don't know if Jack has any figures from what position we're in with health care and all the other stuff that we have going on, you know, with deductibles and this and that. It ain't gonna be no zero taxes this year. The insurance could certainly go up over 30%. We don't know yet. You know, talking to Harry, well, it's gonna take 18 months to get the truck. Well, why don't we wait a year and a half and then buy the truck? I don't care if it goes up, but we don't know what position we're gonna be in. Last year, we never got a budget done till after August. You know, and there's a lot of bad stuff going on with insurance companies, attorneys, lawsuits, and all this. Where the hell are we gonna be? We're gonna put money out. It's gonna take 18 months to get the truck. We could be bankrupt by then. You don't know what's gonna happen here. And I think we should hold off, but I'm only one person. You know, you guys can do what you want. That's just my opinion and my advice. That's it. Thank you.
Council President, can I make a comment? I just want to clarify, Councilman Dewey, to say that we're going to be bankrupt is not appropriate. I mean, even to say we could be bankrupt is inappropriate. We're not anywhere close to that stage.
Not yet.
Well, you have your opinions. As far as the dump truck, we did mention it when we bought that dump truck that it was going to take up to 2 years for that to be delivered.
But we bought a fire truck and a dump truck in the same year that we got lied to about the fire truck.
How so?
How so? When we were at the show, we could have bought 2 fire trucks for 1.2. I called you from Atlantic City. Oh, no, he just signed the papers yesterday for a new fire truck. How did he do that? You know, I mean, it was all smoke and mirrors, and then you brought in President.
There were no contracts signed until we had approval from council, Councilman, and if you have, if you have proof of otherwise, please provide it.
Provide what?
There's got to be contract somewhere with a date on it. If you find a contract that I signed before you approved it, provide the contract.
I called you from Atlantic City. You said, oh, he just signed a contract yesterday. We could have had 2 fire trucks for $1.2 million.
All I'm hearing is what you say, hearsay, doesn't exist.
That's all I got.
Okay. Yeah, like I said, we talked about this last meeting. There was some questions brought up. Josh brought up a good suggestion about possibly using shared service, and I talked with Josh afterwards and said, well, why don't we buy the truck and we provide the shared service for the other townships, surrounding areas, and it made sense to him. Yeah, and like I said, it's going to be 18 months before we get the truck, so we have 18 months to work out, you know, shared services with surrounding communities, and we can recoup some of the money that we're spending for this truck and make it more useful. So that's one of the reasons it's back on the table tonight to be reconsidered. I think we should go for it.
So we need a motion.
Well, it's close. So, Harry, that's almost, I'm not going to sit there and say almost what I said, but that's almost what I said. So what I'd like to do, and I spoke to Tom, I'm sorry, please don't sue me. I spoke to the Department of Public Works, the head of Department of Public Works, 3 days after our last meeting when we tabled this. Just so everybody is aware, the numbers that were given to me was, you know, we need a truck for 100 days a year out of the year. If we rent the truck, it's going to be $3,995 every time we rent the truck. 100 days a year, I don't know. Seems like it doesn't math right to me, but I don't work in municipal government, I'm just an elected official. So what I think we should do is, yes, Harry, I think we should ask some other municipalities in the area, or identify what municipalities in the area, which there are several, Wrightstown Borough being one of them, East Hampton, I believe, could use some help, Southampton could definitely use some help. And then the school system is its own municipality. So trying to work out a shared service agreement and seeing where we would be at, cautiously optimistic, and then go ahead and proceed with the purchase of the truck. As long as the shared services come in and the return on investment looks fine. So I don't want to put the cart before the horse, which means buying the truck and then going after shared service. What I'd like to do is, and this is what I told Department of Public Works Director, was let's identify the shared services and then buy the truck. It should only take us about a month to identify the shared services. We're looking at 18 months. Then we can sit there and come back with all the contracts and go, okay, well, we can potentially return on investment, half the amount of truck. If we're renting one for $3,995 a day, that sounds like pretty good math. Math's right to me. So that's what I'd like to see happen is let's get the shared service agreement identified and then purchase the product. So I'm not opposed, we are a tier 1 community. And if anybody doesn't know what that means, under MS4 stormwater permitting, we have a hospital, we have identified schools, we have commercial buildings. So that means that, yes, we do have an obligation to the state to maintain our stormwater management system. And there are several in the township, which makes it difficult. Lake Valley Acres, excuse me, Oak Pines, T&M, Blueberry Manor, okay, couple other areas in the town, within the township that have stormwater drains. I kind of agree with Danny in the effect of, well, if we get 2 more years out of the truck, okay, that's great, but we still need a new truck, no matter what. But let's be smart and identify. That's all I'm asking is identify the potential to go out and do shared services and go, okay, well, we're going to make half the amount of money back on the truck. Then that makes sense to me. So that's kind of where I'm at tonight.
And you don't think we could accomplish that by, ordering the truck now and then, putting those feelers out there? And, we know they exist. It's just a matter of somebody reaching out and setting it up.
That's what scares me. And I know people listen to this recording and watch this video, right?
Right.
So I'm not dogging anybody, so to speak.
Yeah.
Okay, and I don't want to be accused of harassing our department heads, because that's not what I'm doing. Okay, and I don't want to bring the Department of Public Works in here to talk to us, because I'm not going to demand that, because I talked to him and he's a very nice fellow. But it's just we've done this before, where we said, okay, well, we're going to do this, and then all of a sudden, it turns around, and this won't be the first time. This will be the second, third, fourth, where we go, hey, how's that coming? Oh, I don't know. I don't want that answer. I can't afford to have that answer. And I'm not going to sit there and say the taxpayers can't afford it. It's a cliche, but it seems like the answer we get all the time. So I'm for the truck, but I want to see the return on investment first.
Hey, Josh, if I could follow up. Sorry, Herb. We don't have a business administrator. Now we're going on our
Another
second
point.
year without one. So we have nobody in charge running the show. To give you a perfect example, the ballpark lights, now they worked on that mess from the day that I got elected, Josh and I, about these lights, the lights. The lights have been in for over a year now, and they still don't light. Right? The lights are paid for, they're standing up, they've been in the ground for over a year, and they don't light because the job never got done. And I'm not patting myself on the back or spiking the football. The the Monday after the touch a truck, I called Jersey Central and I said, could you please give me the date of the work order to hook these lights up? Hold on. They come back, Mr. Dewey, there's no record of a, to hook the lights up. Because all that was the lights. We're stuck in the ground. The conduit, there's no wires ran to it, right?
What does this have to do with the truck, Danny?
What?
What does this have to do with the truck?
Everything.
A lot, because.
Not at all.
Bullsh, look, the point that I'm trying to make is, people that work in this building were in charge of getting the bid, getting the contractors. The lights were put in for over a year until we called the contractor to get the job done. So now you're gonna spend $565,000, well, we're gonna call this town and we're gonna call that town, and nothing's gonna happen, because you don't have a business administrator, you have nobody, okay? That's the point that I'm trying to make. Nobody follows up. That's why we had 8 pages of open grants that haven't been resolved yet, because nobody's in charge. And who's it affect? Everybody in this room, including us, that pay taxes.
So Danny, I have a question for you, because it actually just came to my mind. When I was talking to Public Works, he advised me to get that percentage done that I had spoken about before of the drains. He said they would like to see the truck out on the road 3 to 4 days a week.
Yeah, and I'd like an
So,
airplane.
so although that's very feasible, but my question is, if you're going to fit in the shared services, okay, so now we're looking at a day to a day and a half a week, maybe available for shared services. So that's Monday through Friday. So are we going to put this thing out on the weekends? And if we are, that's fine, but how much maintenance is required on this truck? When's the maintenance going to get done?
Now, Perry, you bring up a very good point. I'd like to discuss that fact, right? So, to your point, yes, warranted, that's what I thought too. But if we have a second truck, potentially get 2-3 years out of it, right? Then we have 2 trucks. One could be used here, right, potentially, at some point in time out of those 3 days a week, maybe 1 out of the 3 days a week, right? And that other truck goes somewhere else. That makes sense.
You're not talking about the old truck now, you're
Yeah,
talking
the
about.
old truck, yeah, right? So what I'm saying, right, so like,
Okay, so you're talking about continuing to utilize the old truck while we have the new one?
I would hope so. I wouldn't want to throw that on Iron Planet just right now and then go and not get nothing for it, you know what I mean? I'd like to see, and I was told by DPW that we would keep that second truck working, yeah. But again, when you're talking about 3 days a week, which is what the Department of Public Works told me, yeah, 3 days a week, which makes sense, 100 days out of the year, right? To shared service out, and the driver would take the new one and go over and do whatever municipality he's doing for that day, right? And if we need a secondary one here in the township, then that works here. That makes sense. It's very feasible.
Like I was told, the truck's old, it's ugly. We can get more years out of it. It's not that, it's gonna blow up tomorrow. Mechanically, they got it in good shape. It's got some leaks and stuff.
Got quite a few leaks.
Well, you can fix leaks.
Okay, Danny, you're the expert.
I certainly know what I'm talking about.
And
Well, no,
also, the lighting in the ball field will be commissioned Friday.
So here's my question about that. Mechanically maintained, absolutely. DOT certified safe? That's, I'm just playing devil's advocate here, because it can be all fine and well until we happen to roll through that state police DOT check. I've been through it. It's very thorough.
So what? But we don't pay attention to rules around here with pre-inspections before you take the truck out, make sure the lights on the trailers are working. I sat here, we do a pre-inspection every day.
So here's my other question about this. I knew we were going to be beating this up, but I think we need to. We're talking about 18 months to get this truck, right?
Yep.
So if we say no to $565,000 now, we wait 18 months, what's the price going to be then?
Oh, yeah, it's definitely going to go up. I mean, From what I understand.
And then if you wait 18 months, you wait another 18 months, so now you're at 3 years.
Yep, that's why I think it's better to,
Better to get it now.
get it now and hold our administration to the fire. and
Exactly.
make
My
them
thought
go out
is,
and get
we
this.
need this, we have professionals in the right places telling us we need this. Let's hold them to it.
Yep.
Give them what they're asking for and make them do the work to get the shared services.
Yes.
My concern is we were trying to get this truck last year and we pushed it off because we purchased a fire truck, I think.
Got a fire
And-
truck and a dump truck last year, yeah.
And we reprioritized, so we pushed the jet truck over. I mean, I've seen these guys filling it up and watching the water run out almost as fast as they're putting it in.
And, yeah, it's already been approved in the budget for the year.
And the 18 months, I honestly don't know if this truck's gonna, I mean, Danny, you have your sources, but I don't know if the truck's gonna last 18 months, the one we have now.
That's why I think it's better to err on the side of caution. It's already been, approved in the budget. We can, like I said, hold our staff to the fire and say, go out and get these contracts for shared services. And if you get the truck sooner, the other trucks, the reserve truck is gonna last longer because you're not beating it up as long, on the other end, so.
You want to make a motion then, Harry?
So here's my question about it. If, who are we going to hold to the fire? We don't have a BA.
Who knows?
The chief
I wanna
So it's
get-
going to fall back on DPW.
Well, I just want the public, I'm not against the purchase of the truck. It's the wrong, they spend too much money. And the biggest problem that you have is, we don't even have the facilities for all these trucks. Because I called them the other day when I saw the $319,000 sweeper left out in 15-degree weather. And I said, I hope that rig is winterized, because we were told that it's parked in a heated building. If you don't drain it, water freezes, and that's what breaks pipes in vac trucks and all this stuff. They have to be maintained. We don't have any garages to put these things in. At the end of the day, if the guy just parks the truck and it's half full of water, you're gonna have leaks, because it's gonna break pipes, But it comes down to the big word, leadership. Somebody in control watching out for our assets. So, like I said, I'm not against the truck. I'm against the spending right now. So you guys, do whatever you want. I don't care.
Anybody else? Well, we'll try this once again. I'll make a motion that we approve 346-2025.
I'll second.
Mr. Harper?
Yes.
Mr. Doyle?
Yes.
Mr. Ward?
No.
Mr. Dewey? No. Mr. Bianchini?
Yes.
Council President, I'm probably cutting you off from what I'm going to ask you, but I'm going to ask anyway. We do have one closed session thing to add to the agenda for tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's up to the clerk. You want to take that now and add on to the resolution to be resolution 347?
Yeah,
And we have resolution 347.
that would be,
We have resolution 347, 2025 has been added to the agenda. It's a resolution of the Township of Pemberton, County of Burlington, State of New Jersey, authorizing the execution of a negotiated bargaining unit agreement with the Policemen's Benevolent Association 260.
Need a motion?
I'll make a motion to accept 347, 2025.
Second motion.
Mr. Dewey?
Yes.
Mr. Harper?
Yes.
Mr. Ward?
Yes.
Mr. Doyle?
I abstain due to having family members directly impacted by this.
Mr. Bianchini?
Yes. Excuse me. Ordinances for second reading, public hearing, and/or adoption. Ordinance number 31, 2025, amending ordinance number 23, 2025, capital ordinance providing for various general capital improvements by and in the county of Burlington, state of New Jersey, and increasing the appropriation by $39,000 to $479,000, therefore from grant funding and capital improvement fund of the township.
Anybody for public comment? Going once? Going twice?
Okay. Could somebody give me the short version of what capital improvements are gonna be done with this money? Short version?
It'll be your new, the dam up to, I forget the street.
This is the streetscape from the Economic and Business Development
Yes,
Council.
yes.
Yeah, so this is all the streetscaping that the Economic and Business Development Council has been planning and working on for the past few months. And the 39,000, I believe, is the matching to the grant that we received.
They were combined,
They
two
were combined?
grants together. It was left over from one grant.
That's
They
right, that's right,
combined it together.
that's right.
But it's new lights, benches.
Yeah, that's, I'm sorry, Danny, go ahead.
Paint the railing over the dam, just clean up that section of town.
Mirror Lake Dam?
Yes.
Yes. And it's,
Okay. I used to ride my bike there all the time. I used to sit on the benches. I used to watch the dam. I didn't see anything wrong with that place.
Yep.
So we're gonna make more improvements?
gonna make it beautiful.
We're gonna repaint the
I
rail,
hate to
repaint
say it,
the
I think
railings.
it's already beautiful.
It's gonna be better.
Okay. Sorry, what, I'm
They're gonna
sorry.
repaint the railings. There's some wood that's bad on there to be replaced and redone, and then put all new lighting up down there.
Fancy lights.
Couple benches.
Well, we just fix the lights we have. Just, a lot of them don't work.
Too much cost effectiveness, because we plug in the ornaments this time of year and stuff. A lot of the receptacles are getting shot, the wiring. They're keeping it together the best they can.
They're pitted from the salt and the brine on the roads in the wintertime, plowed.
Okay, so this is just for the Mirror Lake Dam
From
area,
Reflection
correct?
Park- From Reflection Park up.
Up Trenton Road and then down Broadway, I believe, to, and eventually,
By CVS?
yes.
Yeah, it's not
Go
just
all the
Mirror
way
Lake, it's
to
going
Mirror
all the way
Lake,
up.
all the way to CVS?
Right, it's going to be done in 4 phases, yeah, or 3 phases. Is it 3 or 4, Marie? 3? Yeah.
So how much it's gonna be grant and how much it's gonna be our money?
It's all grant money.
All grant, but who does the engineering and the studies? Who's gonna pay for all that?
It comes out of the grant money.
All that's done for, so all this is grant money?
All of it.
Yeah.
I know sometimes you say, Michelle, it's a grant, you don't have to pay it back, but I am telling you, there have been situations where some grants you do have to pay back. I'm just,
No,
but you don't have to pay
sometimes
this
we have
back?
to match.
Sometimes you have to match a percentage, but not with this. This is all grant money.
Spruce
Okay,
up your
and
town.
who's giving us this grant money? Some developer who wants to,
No,
Okay.
Community affairs, right, DCA?
Urban development.
yeah, I forget the exact
Beautification.
name.
Yeah,
okay, that's all I got to say, thank you.
thank you, Michelle. Anybody else? Motion?
Make a motion to approve ordinance 31-2025.
Second.
Mr. Harper?
Yes.
Mr. Dewey?
Yes.
Mr. Ward?
Yes.
Mr. Doyle?
Yes.
Mr. Bianchini?
Yes. Ordinance number 32-2025, an ordinance amending the Spruce Boulevard Junction Road redevelopment plan to reflect the First Amendment to the purchase, sale, and redevelopment agreement with GJB Development LLC, and to remove Block 586, Lot 1 from the redevelopment area.
Weren't you just up? Oh.
Sit there and out once.
I'm tired of you seeing you too. Okay, so, is this for the development over by,
Denmark, right?
right, Blueberry Manor, they call it? So, they want to remove a block from the redevelopment area? Is that block owned by the township at this time? They want to remove block 586, lot 1. Is that block 586, lot 1, township property?
Yes, it's owned by the township. Originally, that was going to be part of the deal. I think they were going to build 4 single-family homes now, but the deal was changed, and they took that off, and now they're looking to go forward. They're also donating a couple $100,000 towards park. Yep.
Well, where's the park going to be? In that area that they're taking, wait, let me just get this straight, okay? Let me just get this straight. The township owns this lot.
Yep.
The developer owns the other half of the lot, correct,
They
so
own the
far?
other lot, yes.
Right, so half is ours and half is theirs, correct? In between?
No, it's not,
Not exactly
half.
half, but something like it?
Ours was a small portion compared to what they have.
Ours
Yeah,
is a
yeah.
very small portion.
Yeah, I don't remember the exact, I think ours was a 9-acre portion or something like that, maybe less, I don't know. But, they own a large section of land there.
But, I mean, if we own that, then it wasn't part of them anyway, so why do we have to remove it?
It
If you
was-
don't mind me asking, I just want to
it was
It
understand
was
what's
initially
going on.
part of the sale,
It was part of a verbal negotiation.
but now they decided they don't want that.
Yeah,
Oh. Okay.
okay.
Could you say that one more time real quick? Sorry, just say it one more time.
That, so if this is the whole lot they were going to buy,
Uh-huh.
we took that back because they don't want it now. So they're going to buy all the rest of this and not this.
I believe they already own all the other stuff.
And at the last meeting, we were talking, you specifically were up here talking about, remember the park we were talking about that they're going to redo for us? And you said you didn't see any sense in why they were going to redo that park? You thought they should build a park where the new houses are going to go?
Hold on a second, you're going too fast for me. I'm trying to get the land thing first. And now you're talking about the park, but okay, I'm trying to follow you.
Mr. Harper was just telling you that they're putting $200,000 into redeveloping a park for us that's in need of repair. What's the street that's on again, for fresh my memory?
Yeah, I believe it's Spruce.
Is it on Spruce there?
Could somebody give me the address of that park?
It's the one that was originally there in Blueberry Manor, sits on that little triangle piece of ground.
It's on the V, yes, ma'am,
Yeah,
correct, yeah.
And,
It's a very dilapidated park. It is right in the middle of a
Yeah.
community.
yeah, there's nothing there anymore. The
Township
township.
removed everything because it was a danger. So what they're going to do is, the developer is agreeing to give us $200,000 towards redoing that park for the residents.
But that has nothing, the park, the playground has nothing to do with this ordinance, correct?
Yeah, that's.
In a way, it's-
They're giving back the piece of property that they didn't
They
want.
weren't going to buy that piece of property, so instead of spending the money on that little piece of property they don't want, they're still going to spend it on the township, and they're going to throw it into that park. So it's a win for us.
So it's going to be a playground for their people, for their development?
No, it's going to be a playground for our current development, T&M Homes. It's right in the middle of T&M Homes.
Right, they're not going to benefit from that park?
If the kids want to walk to it, sure, but it's going to benefit the kids that live right around that park first, that
Yep.
they don't have a park to play in.
So how much of this park that we have to pay into? Like, they're going to give us $200,000 for a playground. Who's going to pay for the engineering and the study for that park?
Correct me if
Us?
I'm wrong, but I believe that's covering all of it, isn't it?
Well, no, there's also we also received a $100,000 grant from the county, and the engineering's already been paid for out of that.
And that's a grant we don't have to pay back, correct?
That's correct. That's $100,000 free and clear.
So we're getting a free park. The only thing we'll have to do with that is maintain it during the week. Keep it clean, dump the trash cans. every once in a while, put new mulch in there or whatever they use for the flooring, tighten some bolts and screws that come loose.
So I just have to say something, okay? This is how I feel about it, okay? I'm just gonna say something, okay?
Sure.
Because I heard they were gonna do a park over here with the 80 units over by the borough, okay? I'm just saying, I disagree with saying to somebody, hey, we're gonna give you $200,000 to build a playground right next to a school that already has a playground. There's 2 there, but that's okay. We have lots of playgrounds in our town. I will say that. I'm from around this area. I go to these playgrounds. I raised a lot of kids. Guess what? Most of the people don't even bring the kids to playgrounds. But besides that, oh, this is a great, look, I'm just saying my feelings. This is a great deal, all because of this playground for $200,000. Now, what we're gonna do now is slaughter, give the axe to all these trees, okay? To appease this developer who wants to develop these townhouses, homes, or whatever. They're gonna cut all these trees down right next to the school. This school, when I was going to school, we used to have a biology teacher. I love that guy. He used to take us out into the woods, and we used to learn science projects and stuff like that. This school could use that property for stuff like that. I don't know how much a township, if it's in the back or the front. I'm just saying how I feel about this. Pinelands, Pineview, there's apartments, 110. That's fine. They have trees. I feel like it's beautiful. They have the apartments. Do I think they keep it clean enough? No. Do I think they empty the trash enough? No. Do I think that there's going to be a lot of traffic? Yeah. Because right now, what we have right now is we have Pineview trying to get out. We have the schools in and out, a lot of traffic on a road that doesn't have much of a sidewalk. Oh, they do have a little sidewalk, but they're not maintaining that street because nobody's making them maintain that street. I can't ride my bike down that road. I can't walk down that road because trees are all, because the property owners aren't held to the fire to take care of maintaining their properties. So now, we're going to have TNN Homes, Blueberry Manor, struggling to get out of this road, and then we're going to have all this traffic. And if there's an emergency, God forbid, during the day when the kids are in school, there's a lot of traffic. And the other thing I want to say is, I don't know how many acres this is. I heard it was 10. Some are, some there. I don't know. But at the Pine Fields Apartments, there's like 110 units. I could be wrong, somewhere around there, on many acres. And they're trying to squeeze all these units on a small area. Anyway, they're going to cut down all the trees. These trees are important because there's a blueberry farm across the street, which, by the way, Bear's Blueberry Farm. That place is loaded during blueberry season. And there's trucks come from New York and everything. It's a great place to pick blueberries. And there's a lot of traffic. A lot of traffic there. What are they going to do? How many stories is this development going to be when they build the condos? A 2-3-story high? What?
2 stories, but Michelle, these are questions for the planning board. We're just approving them donating this money. That's all we're approving.
Okay, but if they don't do the money, so what? So what? We don't need, can somebody, you know what? I have a question. I have a grandson. Can somebody put a playground in my neighborhood? Can you use this can somebody put?
This is replacing an existing playground.
I'll be honest with you, I hear people coming here from that development. They don't want development there. The people who live there, they don't want development there. They moved here to get away from the city to be in the country. Now they're going to cut down all the trees.
Okay.
There's only a few trees in that. You know what? We need the trees. I mean, I'm just saying how I feel. I know you guys have to say. I disagree with this development here. And I'm trying to keep on focus. Let me get my thoughts straight. I'm telling you, I'm telling you, TNN Homes and Blueberry Manors, if you drive through there, I'll have to double check. I'm not going to swear on this. But there's hardly any trees in those neighborhoods. Now they're gonna come in and cut down all these trees for this development.
Michelle, this development was approved a long time ago. This isn't new development. This was approved a long time ago. This is just an amendment to that original redevelopment plan to give us back that piece of property. That's all this is about. That development has been.
Now they're not
And
gonna
it's-
have
and
to
it's a
pay
lot-
taxes on that piece of
And
property.
it's a lot that's going to stay, the lot,
Huh?
the
Sorry?
trees on the lot are going to stay.
And Councilman, it's not give back.
They're not
it's-
gonna cut down.
We
the tree-
retain
any-
it.
They're not gonna cut down
Exactly.
any trees to
It's all-
put 90
yeah.
units? They're not gonna cut down any trees to put 90 units there? I'm sorry, say it again.
The lot that we got back, that little piece that I was just explaining
Yeah,
to you.
you're not gonna cut the trees
They're
on
not
that.
gonna cut the trees
But
off
it's
of
only a
that.
small park. There's a whole bunch of acres of trees they gotta cut down to develop there. Right next to a school for little kids. I don't know.
Okay.
I'm just trying to make my point here.
Well, all you got to tell us, Michelle, is if you're in favor of this ordinance or not in favor of this ordinance. That's all.
Well, nobody's coming here to me in all these years saying, we want a playground in Blueberry Manor. I'm telling you right now.
Michelle, there was a playground there. It just
Okay,
was
but
old
nobody's
and
saying
dilapidated.
we want this playground fixed. Nobody's saying that. I'm just saying, if people in TNN homes and stuff want to go to a playground, they can go to school off hours.
Those playgrounds are locked up off hours.
Thank you,
I
Michelle.
want a playground in my neighborhood. Okay, I disagree with this. I know you're probably been against what I'm saying, but I'm just saying, I am against this situation. I'm against developers saying, oh, we're gonna pay for a playground for you. All you have to do is approve us to develop. I know you say it's already approved. Everything.
Michelle, that wasn't the
DEP
deal.
DEP timelines,
This
everything's
money for the
approved.
playground came in well after the deal
So
was already
everything's
approved.
approved for Junction Road.
It was well approved.
100%.
Yes, before this.
No?
You have to go ask the planning board that.
Okay, so you're not sure?
I'm not
Okay.
sure
Okay,
how far
thank
they
you.
are.
Thank you. I just like to keep, they say,
Michelle,
they say.
please,
No,
thank you.
listen, I have to tell you something, because I was told that you can't shut me up here, that I have as
I'm
much
not
time
trying to
as I want.
shut you up, I'm just trying to keep things
During the
moving.
order, okay, yeah, I know you want to keep things moving, but I just want to say that these people say, we only have a small area
And we've heard
to
you.
develop it in this town. But guess what? Those small areas are beautiful areas, and we need to keep this place. I voted for you because you said you were going to keep it rural. I voted for you because you said that you want to put a moratorium on development. I think it's great to have a playground. If we
No.
could do it on their dime, but there's something about this that is not sitting right with me. Didn't you say you want to keep it rural?
Yeah, Michelle, this has nothing to do with me. Like the guy said, this development was sealed and done like 2-3 years ago.
Yeah, because you voted yes on it.
Wait, hold on.
I was here
Let's-
that night, you voted yes on it.
You're right, I did.
Yeah.
You know why? Because the
But I
school,
don't wanna
because,
hear
hold
the
on,
reason why.
because,
It's my
no,
turn to
I
talk.
will take, no,
My
I will
turn to
take the
talk.
microphone back because you asked me a question.
No,
Hold on.
I didn't ask you why you
now-
voted
now I'm
for it.
going-
I just
hold on.
made a point.
No, you asked me a question.
What
You
was
said
the
you
question?
voted for it, did you
No,
not?
I didn't.
And yes, you
Okay, let me
did.
put it back there.
So now, hold
You
on.
did vote for it, it's
Okay.
not a question. Thank you. I got the floor. And so there's a very little bit of area that we are allowed to, I am telling everybody in the room right now, you want solar panels in your backyard, that's what they're doing over by the schools, to residents who have solar panels in their backyard. The other thing is that we only have a small area, but the Pinelands controls that. And if let me say one more thing and I'm done. One more
Okay.
thing and I'm done, I promise. The Pinelands gives variance and waivers to allow developers to go into the area where they're not supposed to go in there. And this is a prime example, the solar panels. The residents who are at the zoning board don't want these. And that's all I have to say. Now, does anybody do you want to say something? Go ahead.
Yeah, now I'm going to say something, Michelle,
Go
okay?
ahead.
And I'm not going to apologize this time. So,
Okay.
yes,
Wait a
I
minute.
did vote for this. Number one, the reason being, because the master plan at the time for Pemberton Township dictated that this was an allowable use on that piece of property. So legally, the municipality, okay, the people that were sitting up here would say yes, because it's strictly within the master plan. Now, number two, you brought up a good point. The school system didn't want the trees, Michelle. And you can mark my words for this and go back in the minutes. Because Mrs. Maldonado and Pete King were here at the time and said, we want, and Sherry, no. Lowry, we need rooftops, we need rooftops, we need kids in the schools, we need kids in the schools. The township school system wanted the trees torn down, Michelle. So go argue with them.
When did they say they want to knock down the trees?
Go back and watch the minutes that you have at your house, and you'll hear it. So we said, council said at the time, mixed council said at the time, hey, you know what? Okay, it's within the master plan, and that argument was being made before me and Danny got on council. That's how long that's been being argued. It was approved when me and Danny got on council, that's correct. Because the master plan dictated that that was an allowable use on that piece of property that used to be a dump.
So the school's got approval to cut down all the trees, and, you know, why did they want to cut down the trees? Does anybody know?
They wanted the development to bring kids to the school.
I understand that, but I could sit here all night talking about the schools and why they need the money. I could be here all night, but you know what? I'm not going there, out of respect, because I told you one more thing, and I meant it.
Okay.
But I'll be back again next week to tell you all about the schools and what I think about that. Wait till you hear what I have to say next week, next meeting. You just wait.
If I can just make one brief comment on the amendment that you're voting on currently. Where the park is concerned, I built my house in T&M Homes 52 years ago, and we had the park in Blueberry Manor. It was redone several times over the years. The children in T&M and Blueberry Manor homes are all walkers. They all walk to school. They walk past that park. They ride their bikes. They stop after school. Sometimes they stop before school. The playground that is now up at Denbo, although I do have to say that my 6-year-old grandson somehow got in there with my son last week. I'm not sure exactly how he maneuvered the gate, but that is locked after hours. Yeah, so, just for the record.
Is there any comments from council? I'll make a motion to approve ordinance number 32-2025.
I'll second. You're welcome.
Mr. Doyle?
Yes.
Mr. Ward?
Yes.
Mr. Dewey?
Yes.
Mr. Harper?
Yes.
Mr. Bianchini?
Yes. All right, new business, purchases over 3,000. 1, Public Works 2026 Lake Management Program from Princeton Hydro LLC in the total amount of $54,998. Discussion, questions, comments?
I do know that I was at the watershed meeting the other week at the senior center, and the person giving the speech there said that Princeton Hydro is a very well-respected company, and they do good work. I asked them if they had a druthers of doing the draining program or the chemical program, and they said both work if they're done correctly. That was about all I could get from that person.
Anything else? Motion?
Make a motion to approve new business A1.
Second motion.
Mr. Doyle?
Yes.
Mr. Harper?
Yes.
Mr. Dewey?
Yes.
Mr. Ward?
Yes.
Mr. Bianchini?
Yes. New business A2, Police Department, annual subscription of policy and procedures management software from Power DMS, Inc. in the total amount of $6,756.12. Questions, comments, discussion?
I'll make a motion to approve A2.
Second.
Mr. Ward?
Yes.
Mr. Doyle?
Yes.
Mr. Harper?
Yes.
Mr. Dewey?
Yes.
Mr. Bianchini?
Yes. I'm not opening my phone to be rude. I want to get an email that's in reference to new business 3. New business, A3, Recreation Department, 63-month lease of color copier/printer from Altech in the amount of $9,942.66.
Well, the only thing I need to say is we did a new lease agreement last year and I believe all the departments got new copiers and printers. They got them all to match up the same so they could buy the same ink cartridges to save us money. And I know the rec department got one of those copiers and now all of a sudden they need this new, bigger, better color printer copier. And, I mean.
Can I clarify?
Since sure, go ahead, Jack.
You're partially correct, Councilman. It was the Rec Senior Center that got the copier because they were all co-located over at the Senior Center. So they all shared the same copier. A couple of months ago, our rec director approached me and asked if he could move into the Nesbitt Center and move the Senior Center over there. I think we've talked about this before in one of these meetings. At one time, we had some contracted service in there with children after-school program or something.
Yep.
They lost their funding and they had to move out, so the building's was empty for a short amount of time. The rec director went in there, looked at the building, liked it, asked if they could move their operations in there. Many, many years ago, we used to have seen the rec department in there already, and they've moved to various places over the years. Anyone that deals with buildings knows that if you have a building and leaving it empty, it's not a good thing. So you really want people in that building. I didn't see anything wrong with moving them. I do not need approval to move employees from one building to another. So I gave the approval for them to move. They moved into a completely empty building that didn't have anything. And they still don't have a printer in there. So that's what this is doing, is putting a printer in that building.
Okay.
So isn't this going to put them over their budget for the year?
Oh, they've overspent their budget already. I think it's been Christmas for the last month there, since we're opening this can of worms up. Yeah, when they sent the trucks up to move the equipment from the senior center, they should have loaded that printer up and took it down there because.
But then the senior center wouldn't have had a printer.
Okay.
Are you going to cut it in half?
Yeah.
Well, maybe they just shouldn't have moved.
Well, did the senior center
They
have?
operated-
did
they
the
operated
senior
well out of
center
the
have
senior
a
center.
Did the senior center have a printer before we moved rec down there?
Say that again?
Did the senior center have a printer before we moved rec down there?
Senior center did have a printer.
And what happened to that? What happened to that?
Rec had their own printer in this building when they were in here.
Okay, so what happened to the printer then?
The printer that Rec had before they moved to senior center is still over at the Emergency Management Coordinator, the office there.
So does he need a full-time printer?
Yes.
And how come OEM wasn't considered when we got the original contract? Not to pick on OEM, but.
Well, OEM.
We put together a contract over a year ago and was supposed to cover all the departments.
And it was considered a year ago. We moved recreation just a couple months ago, and they did not have a printer in there. So we needed to get a printer in there. So this is in addition to the contract for one printer.
So how about we're only, 2 weeks away from the new year, the new budget?
Well.
From the budget for next year?
Yeah, and they're way over, like I said, this opened a whole can of worms. I mean, we were going to wait to the bill list, but I get down this bill list, they're spending like every day's Christmas, the rec department. They bought, $1,000 desk, they bought $3,900 computer, which is over the amount that should have been approved by council, is on this bill list. A smart board, which doesn't go over the $3,000 limit, but it gets pretty close. But if you count the other stuff that they order from Amazon at the same time, takes it well over the $3,000 that should get council approval. It doesn't go item by item. It goes, if you're ordering 15 items from XYZ company and it totals over $3,000, it should come before this council. Yeah, and this council nicely told Mr. Brunson, the rec director, that he had a budget to stick to. We told him what the fall festival budget was. We also told him that we wanted to see the $25,000 that was allotted for the water carnival go back into next year's budget, so it would go towards next year's water carnival. But I gotta imagine that's all gone just by looking at the transfer of money tonight, because that's one of the ones we infused money to, the rec department. You know, so that's
and this
just one
would
of
be
many,
more of a
that's
si-
just one of many, I'm still talking. Don't stop, when I stop, then you can talk. That's just one of many reasons I'm gonna be a no vote on this, and if it's already there, it better get sent back. And as far as when we get to the bill list, anything that's over $3,000, it should go back, because it was misappropriated. Now, I'm done talking, and you can say whatever you want.
Councilman Harper, if you have a budget and the department has a fixed budget and they have line items, they can move things around on the line items. Where you run into problems is if I have a recreation budget and I have a police budget, I can't move money from the police budget to recreation or vice versa. You have to have council approval to do that. But if you have a recreation budget and you have a budget of X dollars, you can move those line items. I'm pretty sure that you can do that within the recreation budget. So just because you have a $25,000 budget for the water carnival doesn't mean that you can't move that into another line item within the recreation department.
But the problem is, he's saying, he told Mr. Brunson specifically, we want to see that money saved for next year. So now you're telling us that there's a probability or a possibility that that was not done.
Oh, it definitely wasn't done.
So we have a councilman dictating to a director how he's running his department, is that correct?
Correct.
The whole council.
No, that's a violation of the Faulkner Act.
Well, you're a violation too.
I would say we'll find out when we get to the bill list, right?
Well, let's do this.
All right, how about we just vote on it?
Let's just vote on this now.
Let's just vote on it, okay?
I need a motion. All right, let's move on.
I think it's dead, huh?
It's dead.
Send her back.
All right, new business A4, Fire Department. Equipment and installation to upgrade a fire alarm system at Brownsville Station from Johnson Controls in the total amount of $6,414.08.
Yes, spoke with the fire chief. He explained to me that the fire alarm system failed its inspection this year. It's an old antiquated system, over 10 years old, hard to get parts for. So,
And I would say a sprinkler system in fire department, that's pretty much a no-brainer, no?
yeah, and they went out for 2 bids, but only one company, bid on it. And this Johnson Controls is a company that, where I previously worked, they did all our fire and burglar alarm systems in all our plants. So they're, good
They're reputable.
kind of,
When-
reputable company.
Harry, when did they know that this failed? How many months ago?
I believe this inspection was in late September, and then they had to get pricing and stuff.
Okay. But, it's the end of the year push. Let's waste all the money we can. What are you going to do?
Mr. Dewey, this money is coming from their funds. It's not a township budget. It's not township
Yeah,
funds.
but
It is the
their
fire
funds
department's
come
fund.
from our funds.
It comes from their
Cake- cake sales,
bingo and
bingo.
other,
But they
other
do,
stuff.
but they do
They
have.
have their own
they-
I
funds.
understand,
They do
but,
have plenty of money in their funds, and actually, we took some of their money and gave it to other departments that didn't have money tonight, like the rec department.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, we're going to get to that.
Okay. Anybody got any other questions?
Make a motion to approve new business A4.
I'll second.
Mr. Doyle?
Yes.
Mr. Ward?
Yes.
Mr. Harper?
Yes.
Mr. Dewey?
Yes.
Mr. Bianchini?
B, annual renewals, motels, El Sombrero and Budget Lodge.
Actually, I can, these actually, I was advised by the Community Development Director that there are still some violation issues with both of these, not so much on El Sombrero, but definitely on the Budget Lodge, which was included in your package.
Yeah, I saw the comments from the chief.
But it is important that they do get discussed by council, and then they'll come back hopefully when the violations are cleared.
Well, what I read, the violations were minor with El Sombrero.
Yeah, they are mine.
Yeah, they're minor.
Correct, which is what I was told as well, and I followed up with the Community Development Director today, and that's why they were left on the agenda, with the hopes that it was cleared up prior to tonight. Unfortunately, with the snow, the Community Development Department couldn't check on that. There's no harm in them not getting this renewal tonight if it gets done in January.
They've been there 70 years. They're good
So-
people.
Which is why I left it on the
Right.
agenda, hoping that
So,
it could be cleared up
Comments I saw
prior.
from the Budget Lodge are much deeper, correct?
Right,
They're
so-
basically operating outside their parameters.
Community,
And if it's
community
re-
development will
repeat-
follow up on El
repeat-
Sombrero, and as soon as they are cleared up, they will.
I make a motion, we approve El Sombrero.
We
And
want
if you want to
table?
do both of them at the same time, and I make a motion to the Budget Lodge. They've been in
Well, I
violation for
guess what-
years.
I
They
guess-
don't play by the rules.
No, I agree with you. And
You know?
I mean, they're a bunch of, they're repeat.
That's
right.
why I was asking if we could do them separate.
We'll do them separately, yeah.
Okay.
yeah.
I make a
Can we do that,
motion
Amy, or no?
to
Mr.
approve El
Connors, is it
Sombrero.
okay if they approve the El Sombrero with the condition that, once I get the okay through community development, I can issue their license, and then the Budget Lodge,
I like that.
I would recommend they not be approved.
Condition upon.
Right.
Okay, I would recommend the Budget Lodge does not get approved based on the recommendations from
Chief.
community development, chief, and
Yeah,
everybody
oh,
else.
yeah, no doubt.
So whatever.
So I'll make a motion to approve the application for El Sombrero.
With the stipulations that Amy stated, right?
With the stipulations that the violations get cleared up.
I'll second that.
Mr. Harper,
Yes.
Mr. Doyle,
Yes.
Mr. Ward,
Yes.
Mr. Dewey,
Yes.
Mr. Bianchini.
Yes.
Do we need to clarify, Amy, and put it on the record that we are not approving the Budget Lodge? Or is just saying yes to the El Sombrero conditionally satisfactory? That's satisfactory?
I think that you've had the discussion
Good enough? Okay.
that due to
Thanks.
the
We can-
reports from the other departments, they're not being approved. They're not being considered.
That sounds good.
All right, new business C, discussion of setting date for 2026 reorganization meeting. Can we read this? All right. This is from our township clerk. The first regular meeting of 2026 would be on January 7th, 2026. The Township Code 3-7C requires that council hold a reorganization meeting on January 5th, on January 1st, no earlier than noon, or within the first 7 days of January. The January 7th date will meet the code requirements. This will be advertised, I will need to advertise the reorganization meeting and first regular meeting before the end of this calendar year in order to provide proper legal public notice. So our first meeting of the year, the reorganization meeting, will be on January 7th, 2026.
And that'll be a regular meeting, Matt? Regular meeting, too?
It will be the first, it'll
Yeah.
be reorg and
Okay.
regular, as
Yeah.
long as council is,
All right.
yeah.
Yeah. Do I take a motion?
We don't really need a motion, it just
No.
needs to be consent.
Yeah.
6 o'clock?
6 o'clock, yeah?
Sorry, did you take 7?
Yes, the 7th. Solicitors report? Oh, wait, where's the bill list?
No,
I went right by that, and I got something to say. Okay. 12, approval by council required for payment of vouchers on bill list dated 12/11/2025. Danny, you want to go first? I know you got some stuff.
Sure. We're going to go page by page.
On which one, Danny?
This one. And before I get started on the bill list, I'm going to make a comment where I got interrupted before. It doesn't matter who's sitting in that chair, but when it comes to the township and property, if you decide to move somebody from downtown Browns Mills to Sunbury Village, you need a plan and you need a budget. And it's got to present to the council. here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take this office over here, and I'm gonna paint it blue, and I'm gonna put new lights in it, and I'm gonna rewire it, and I'm gonna do this. Why you wanna move, what's the budget? So, we moved the new director down there, and I think right now, well, we knocked the printer off, but we're probably at $28,000, $30,000 that you spent without going through the council. So regardless of who you are, we need, now this is the third time you did it. You did these gates behind our back, and they were $4,200, and you didn't get an approval. And then you already revamped the other office over here. When rec pulled out, you fixed that up for somebody. And you can't keep spending money without going through the council, regardless who you are. And we're gonna go through this list one at a time, and I'm gonna make my recommendations, either to pay or no pay. Okay, on page 1, it's not identified completely. Oh, it says, all right, that's Leicester Street. Flags. I know it's only $1,500. These flags are all tore up that we have to buy them? Or is this something that we can wait for spring? You know, you're in the middle of winter, you put flags up, they're gonna get tore up. So I don't wanna waste $1,500.
I didn't look at the flags personally, but I can tell you, I replace the flags at my home at least 3
I
times
don't
a
care about
year.
your house, I'm caring about this building, right? You're in charge. Did you approve the flags?
Councilman Dewey, it's under the $3,000 limit. The department recommended buying them. I'm not gonna micromanage a $1,500 purchase of flags.
No, God forbid. But it's another expense that we don't need. New Lisbon Water System, ARH, it's on page 2, the last thing for Mr. ARH. We're not paying that bill until we get their account straightened out. That's $16,779. So can somebody make a note of this, or?
Is that tied into the,
I believe that's a contract management, isn't it?
I don't know. You say New Lisbon Water System.
And the only thing ARH has to do with that is the contract management.
Well,
So you, as the council, approved that payment or approved that contract.
well, Jack, I know in January we fired them, right? I don't know what these bills are.
But
They've got us screwed up. They got us screwed up with the ball field lights because they don't know what they're doing. They're not getting paid until we get the lights lit and we get everything that we know is done right, because they don't do no inspections or nothing.
I think there's a ruling for prompt payment. So you can say, no, they've submitted their bill. I think we have 30 days to pay it.
Yeah, well, it better not get paid. Now we're gonna go back to communication, senior building. Here's 8,000.
what page you on?
Page 3, it's all Nesbit Center. That was spent without us. See right
The
here?
ones under buildings and grounds?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Nesbit.
Page 3, he says, communications.
It's what?
You're saying $8,125 total, right?
Yeah.
But each individual one is under the $3,000 limit. So one is
It don't matter.
$585.
You're spending money that you're not supposed to be spending money unless you go through this council. This should have been approved before you spent all this money. So you can
Well,
sit there and say anything that you want.
Your interpretation of the rule is perverted.
Yeah, okay. Page 4.
Page 4. Oh, yeah, I got a lot marked on that page.
Okay. Another lawsuit. No. Let me see. bought a lot of desks too, didn't you? Where do we get the desks from? See, I think all this stuff should be sent back until it gets approved. I don't care if they sit on cardboard boxes.
That's right.
Because this is totally ridiculous.
Well, I know, my question on that page, we bought one desk for one department, which, you and I were there on a tour, and we said the person needed a new desk. They got one for $339, but yet, the rec department got one for over $1,000, I mean. I don't know why we gotta spend so much money for desks. Yeah, I bought my wife a perfect corner desk for $500. I don't, so I don't.
See, this is gonna be a prime example why your taxes are going up, and we had nothing to do with it. What about this, smart board for $24.57? Page 5. So how many of these do we have in the ownership of the, township? I guess if you get an office, you have to have a smart TV, I don't know. And you got some that never even been on yet.
It's like I was saying earlier when we were talking, you got over $6,000 spent at one Amazon.com. Yeah, it took 11 items to add up to that. Man, yeah,
Well, they got it down to a science, how to schmeek the deal.
yeah.
So just, Jack, for clarification on this, just on that page, I'm sorry, do you have the page in front of you, page 5?
And I seriously think we should drop
See
it
what I'm
down
talking
to
about?
1,500 or 2,000.
If you start from the top, it says holiday pop fidget, $83.97, right? So there was a purchase order put in for that amount. Then we go to the next item, there was a separate purchase order put in for that, even though it was all for the same vendor.
It was different items, though, and
Right.
the interpretation of the law or the rule is $3,000 per item.
Per item. Is that what you're saying? Okay. That's what
Not
you're
for the,
saying.
for the whole event, it's per item. And I think that's the way it's always been. Well, not always been 3,000. At one time it was 6,000, another time it was another amount.
Yeah, but unfortunately, that's probably why we're back down to 3,000.
Yeah.
Better
No,
management.
it was another reason, retaliation.
What?
He used the word retaliation, but I disagree with that. It's more transparency on the spending, I believe.
I didn't hear him.
Spending control is more like it, because we're out of control.
Yeah, it's end of the year, let's empty all the accounts.
Well, if you get an opportunity to grandstand, you might as well grandstand all the way.
Well, at least I look at stuff, you don't. I'd suggest that we don't pay the light guy until the lights are lit.
Yeah, that's 277,000. I had that highlighted.
Where's that, what page?
That was page 21. Yeah.
You might want to verify, I think we got to pay that before the end of the year or we lose the grant.
Well, you said they're gonna turn them on Friday?
Yes, sir.
So once if they get turned on Friday, then we'll reconsider.
When the lights light and it's all inspected and approved, we'll pay.
That's the whole $272,000?
Yeah.
What's the portion that had?
Folks, what's the portion of that that has not been paid yet? So none of it's been paid, and it's all due now?
I think they've been doing it in phases, Perry, but I don't know the exact.
I'm just
phase.
curious on why it's, so 272,440
What page
is
is
one,
this?
I'm
It's
sorry,
payment number
21,
two.
Jack.
It's payment number 2, Perry. Look to the right.
That's what I'm looking for, okay. This is payment number 2.
This goes back to 2023.
So if-
ordinance number.
Why are we going to approve it tonight if they're not turned on?
We're not.
I'm not going to pay for a house until you give me the keys.
Exactly, but they've been in the ground for over a year.
No, I understand all that, but I'm fast forwarding to present. I'm not cutting a check for 272 grand if we don't even know if the lights work yet.
That's right.
Well, that's a not out of the bill list.
Damien, he's not vouched for. Is there any accountants in the room? No, seriously, I got a question, because I can't get an answer from administration.
Marty Smart.
All right, so you say on a single item, Jack, here we go, this is where I'm going, page 20. We got, I'm guessing it's a computer for the rec staff, almost $4,000. That's one item not approved by council, one item.
And there are some things that are allowed to be proved. I don't know whether it's IT or not. It's just like I can approve fuel, I can approve contractual things. I can't remember exactly what's in the ordinance, but this may be one of the things that I am allowed to
Maybe you ought to
approve.
read it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You had to know that these guys were going to question you.
Usually when I see an item over $3,000 and it's something I'm not fully aware of, I call the CFO to make sure that it's something I can approve. And you can verify that with her. I call her fairly often.
This is ridiculous.
Why do we wait for the end of the year to pay stipends?
Not all staff.
I mean, look at all the ones you got on here for the end of the year.
I'm just saying, not all staff.
What are you talking about, like boot reimbursement, Danny, or?
No, we got people that get $800 for.
Licensing and some other things, some of the professional licensing.
Could it have something to do with this is the time of year that their license, that they obtained it or renewed it or anything like that? Again, I'm just playing devil's advocate, that's all.
I have no idea. You know, there's things that jump out. Every month, there's people getting boots for $150.
That's contractual.
Daniel, can you please put your light on?
Right? So, but Perry, if you had your guys that needed equipment, wouldn't you have a deal like Brunt boots are the best boots you can buy, and they're certainly a lot cheaper than $150. And then there's people that get boots that don't do nothing. You know, I mean, I'm not saying they don't do nothing.
I can tell you when I was here, Dan, that the boots that we got, the amount of trekking we put on them on a shift, I was lucky to get 6 months out of a pair of
Yeah,
boots.
but I mean, the boots are for police and workers.
Right.
Yeah.
But
They're
it's an
union.
annual requirement, and it might be based on the date of your hire, your annual anniversary.
Whatever. All right, what's the deal with the telephones? Twice a year, $240.
Contractual?
Yeah, that makes sense. That would be contractual.
Yeah. But I mean, what is the money for? Who in this building ever ran out of minutes? Because they're all unlimited
It doesn't
plans.
do with minutes, you're paying for the plan.
Playing for the plan.
Because they're using their own personal phone for work.
Yeah, okay. Another scam. Yeah, here's $800 for annual stipend for a person. The holiday party, that was pretty expensive too, guys.
And again, that was paid through the JIF, not the normal general
It
budget.
doesn't matter. It does not matter.
Danny, the only time I can tell you about that is if, and I don't know if Amy can confirm this or not, if that money is coming back to us, it has to be spent on something for the group. It can't go back into a budget or anything like that, am I correct?
Correct,
It has to be spent on the employees, right?
correct.
So when you take the amount of people that were there versus all the money that they spent, it came out to about $43 a head. Could have took them to a restaurant and had them a good meal. You know?
How many people went? Do you know, Amy, off the top of your head, ballpark?
There was over 100.
Over 100? Ooh, that's a big restaurant. We've been having it here ever since I can remember, and it was always, a chance for the different departments to get together.
It's grown from year to year. We used to have it in the building.
We used to
and
have
now
it in
we-
the
now we have it
courtroom.
at the- Yes, now we have it at the Country Lakes Firehouse.
And it's huge.
But we could keep going, but that's enough. But I certainly,
Then which ones are we pulling out?
oh,
I know
okay,
the big
start all
one.
over again?
No.
Well, Danny,
Think about it.
Danny, I just wanted to say that the one thing, I am riding the same horse as you. The one thing I'm concerned about that we talked about is that New Lisbon water system, if that's contractual.
The what?
The New Lisbon water system, the 16 grand on page 2,
Yeah, but it's
if that's
ARA.
contractual, if we want to violate a contract,
They
that's,
certainly violate it. Let's just wait, when we get everything straightened out, we'll pay them. But right now, they've cost us a lot of money.
Chris, I think, aren't you doing something with the ARH bills that we've had issues with? I know we
I've
broke.
agreed that I would sit down with the CFO, the mayor,
Put your mic on.
that I would sit down with unless I get an explanation from the CFO and the
Right.
mayor as to what's contractual and I can't render an opinion.
Right. But
So, and I'm available to do that, but I just, at this point, it has not occurred.
I mean, it has to occur because this is a reoccurring thing with ARH. I mean.
Well, then you hold.
This could possibly be, and I'm not sure. I know we had to bring another engineering firm in to fix a problem that they didn't even see in the drawings, and it cost us an extra, I forget, $49,000. We had to run gas line that ARH completely missed. And it's just ongoing
And
problem.
how long ago was that?
That was this year.
Just in the last couple of months.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's
Well-
talk about the roof at the MUA. They screwed up.
Okay, but as I said back then,
Yeah.
that engineering firm that was retained by the township, were they retained just for one project? Or
They were
was
the-
this money that was spent for engineering consulting services for a number of projects?
It's probably one project. I'm not sure.
But you're not sure? Okay. Because my point is, just because they may have made a mistake on one project, you can't withhold the money for the consultation of another project.
Correct. That's what I'm asking, yeah.
Well,
So
I'm
we
just,
gotta-
I'm, I,
All right.
that opinion I can render.
Okay, but we definitely have to go back to them after that $50,000 mistake on the gas line that had to be run and stuff, so. I mean, at least to get our other engineers' fees back or something,
And now, when there was a mistake on that particular gas line, who determined that the mistake was made?
When they went to hook up the generator and they didn't have a gas
In
line.
other words, obviously, we would need someone who's able to inspect the work of the engineer that we had,
Right.
either by virtue of another engineer,
Well,
something that we
well,
can validate that we have the problem.
The new engineering firm, ERI, found the problem and corrected it, and like I said,
And then with that information, I'd be happy to direct a letter to the engineering
okay.
company saying that we have an issue.
Well, then
I just have to be provided with the information.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's better, to meet with the department head, Public Works, and the CFO, and get all the facts together, and,
Well,
possibly the engineering firm that fixed the problem. I don't know. Believe me, Chris, if you don't take the bull by the horns, nobody else will. You gotta go after this like a bulldozer.
Well, I understand,
Yeah.
and I understand, and I'm not complaining in any way.
No.
It's just been, there's a lot of bulls with a lot of horns that I've had to deal with. And so, and I can respect that, I understand that. It's just that, for the purposes of this bill list, if there's something that you don't feel that you should pay because you don't have enough information, remove it from the bill list, don't pay it, and we'll have to contend with that non-payment either by getting the information or dealing with the vendor in that particular case.
If you're going to stop any payments, you have to state them before you adopt the bill list for payment.
Yeah, you have to remove it from the bill list. Well, you have a bill list. You have to redline the items that you don't want paid. And then you authorize the payment of bills as amended.
Which means we would have to meet with somebody tomorrow, the CFO, and go over it.
No.
Well, who are you gonna tell? Who's gonna do it?
You have a bill list for authorization to pay those items. You're recommending to remove some of those items. They would not get paid. Everyone else get paid. So you approve the bill list as amended. The amendment being the removal of those that you don't want to pay at this time. Then yes, you would have to go back subsequently to get the information you need, and it would be put on another bill list for the next meeting or a subsequent meeting.
So Danny, why don't you make a motion to approve the bill list as amended, and you highlight the ones that you don't want to see paid?
It's going to have to be stated for the
Can-
record. It
Yeah,
has to be
yeah.
on the record.
Well,
Yeah, it
just
has
say-
to be on
just-
record.
Just say each one.
Right.
Yeah.
You have to state which bills, like if you don't want the lighting bill for $272,000.
So,
Identify.
Amy, while you're bringing that up, I'm sorry, I got to revisit that. If we hold off until the next meeting to pay that $272,000, that's a grant, right?
I'm not aware of the specifics for that. What happens when you guys do not approve a bill, if you remove a bill from the bill list and you amend it, I advise the finance department tomorrow morning, bill list is approved with the exception of these.
Right.
So that's how they get that information as far
I'm worried
as-
about carrying this past December 31st if we lose any of that money, that grant money. Josh and I were just talking about it. If we don't pay this by December 31st, did you say something about possibly a 50/50?
I'm pretty sure it's either like a 50/50 or a 60/40.
So let me ask you this. Is there any way to pass this and also make a stipulation to hold on the $272,000 until the lights come on? If the lights work and everything's fine, we pay the bill before December 31st.
And
Only after the inspection is completed.
Again, if 272,000 divided by 2, that's a chunk of change going to come out of us. It's not grant money.
Well, I mean.
You see what I'm saying, Danny?
I understand completely, but if you remember the 8-page of open things that we have that go back to 2007.
Right, but-
Haven't been finalized.
Right, but I'm talking about today. So you're talking about almost 140,000. We're going to come back and explain to these people that, oh, because we didn't pay that before December 31st, now the township, you guys owe 140 grand that was originally grant money. That's my concern, bud, that's all.
My concern is they don't do inspections, they don't call for.
Who's
permits.
they?
The engineer.
So who's going to do the inspection? Is it township?
ARH is the engineer on this.
Right, but who does the inspection? A township official?
I don't know who they probably have it outside, you know? But the point is,
Jack, is it possible for us to do that inspection or no?
No, we do not. We don't? No.
No, the only one that could possibly do it would be our construction subcode, and I don't think that's in the scope of their job.
Again, my concern is holding this check past the 31st and us being on the hook for 50% of this free money. That's a genuine concern. And we were talking about saving money here right at the end of the year. And we're about to dig down deep with a backhoe and pull out another $130,000 for money that was already being handed to us, and we just walked away.
because that's have a problem with payment from the grant, it should go back to the engineer and the company.
And I understand what,
Important thing, you got conduit running all over that field.
right, but here's the problem. Danny, you're talking about logistics and what it should be and what it actually is.
Here's our solicitor, get his opinion.
Please?
Okay, well, I'll do the best I can.
You should have jumped in 20 minutes ago.
No, I don't think that would have been safe to do so. There's one or a couple things you can do. One, you can authorize the payment. The check will be cut, and the mayor's office, through the administration, hold the check in escrow until such time as the lights go on. If the lights are, and you run into that problem with the grant money, that can be resolved. I don't necessarily like that path, but it's a path. The other one is if you remove it off the bill list and you want to then approve it subsequent to the end of the year, you hold a special meeting, you have 48-hour notice to a new meeting, and the only item of council would be the payment of that bill. That's the second way. And then my other advice, unsolicited, is that I think it would be better to review the bill list in advance of the council meeting, so that when there are questions, you're not faced with this situation.
We've been asking.
We do, it's just.
Well, then the answer is easy, you just don't pay the bill. I mean, if you're not, you're asking me these questions, is what I'm saying. I don't read all the contracts, I don't read all the history behind it.
All we see is the bill.
Okay.
You know,
With regards to
But you saw the
inspections,
bill
we
list.
do the inspections, the construction office does.
Okay. So, there are two paths. One is you hold it, and then when it's completed to your satisfaction, you advertise for a special meeting, 48-hour notice, you hold a meeting, and all you have to do is just that one item. Or you authorize the payment of the bill. The administration knows that we don't want to give them that payment until the lights go on.
Chris, I understand everything, but to go through this whole mess again, with all the money that was spent, because they wanted this new fancy office. Computers, furniture, right? You know, we're here to represent them. We're not here to take care of him.
Well, I understand that.
Just, they spent
But
money.
sometimes questions, at least, and I can understand perhaps, you know, the environment that you're working in. But for me, as the township solicitor, to answer specific questions, sometimes it's better to know some of the history before the question is asked. Some things I can answer on the spot, other things I can't. And there may be contractual arrangements that I'm not aware of. But I don't see any harm at this point if there's items on a bill list that you're not comfortable in paying, then you remove those items, you amend the bill list, you vote on the bill list to pay those that you can, you hold the others either for a next meeting or some other subsequent time.
Let's see if I can do this one.
But the issue with regard,
We gotta
and
wrap
what I'm
this up.
saying is you don't have answers, but you're not getting answers. The issue with regard to whether there's a grant and whether that grant expires is a question that can be answered prior to the meeting.
All right, let me see if I can try to do this. I'd like to make a motion that we cut and hold the check for Quality Electric Construction until our code office does final inspection and says everything is good. That way, the check is cut, ready to be given, and if it doesn't pass final inspection, then the work's not done, and they don't deserve the check.
Got the rest of them.
Well, I'm just taking care of that one right now.
But you know,
I'm just
he
trying,
ends up getting a
That's a
free pass
practical
for misappropriation.
way of
I'm
handling.
just trying to
Mayor,
take-
you don't have a problem with that, do you? The administration doesn't have a problem with doing that.
On holding the check, I have no problem at all
Yeah,
with that, because
okay.
that way it encumbers the money and it satisfies
Right.
the requirements for the
Holding it
grant.
escrow.
What I have a problem with is a councilman alleging that I broke the law. That's what I have a problem with.
We would never say that.
So, Harry, what's your motion? Say it again. Approve the bill
That,
list
that,
with
that,
that
that we
condition?
cut the check for Quality Electric Construction and hold the check until our construction official does final inspection.
With the remainder of the bill.
We're paying everything else, right?
I'm just trying to get that one out of the way. and then
Mr.
we
Harper, can I change one thing? Instead of saying our construction official, say the appropriate inspection official? Because I don't know
It is
who's.
ours.
It's ours.
Is it? Because I know
Matt-
sometimes they get
Matt
backlogged,
Construction
so.
does it.
We were informed. I wouldn't have said it otherwise.
Inspection satisfactory to the mayor.
Okay, so that takes care of that one bill on the bill list. Now, what we want to do about the rest of them, I don't know. I mean, there's several, and I didn't get any satisfactory answers about one particular item being spent over $3,000 that, you know, and there's a couple on there that should have been gone for approval.
And then they hid,
Yeah.
then they hid stuff under another building that went to that building. The security system.
Yeah, that's another funny thing, how some things are built to buildings and grounds, but we know it's for rec department, you know. I don't understand why we buy under one department when it's being used for another department, you know, so. I mean, it's under the amount, but when you read what it's for
For another department.
yeah.
We were just told you can't switch money from the department to department.
I think the reason why is the security system is managed and sometimes repaired by the Public Works Department and not necessarily recreation. It may be for a recreation facility, but it's not being managed or repaired by recreation people.
But if it's billed for, if it's something, because before rec came there, it wasn't the rec building. Now it's the rec building, so everything that gets billed for that should be for,
But it's a township building that has a security system in it. It had a security system before rec moved into it. It was broken. They figured out that it was broken, so they had to repair it or replace it.
I understand that.
I mean, when we do the budget like we've been doing, we talk to the departments. They know what line items they normally have, and we populate that with a number when we do the budget talks. We're not swapping things from one department to another. We're keeping everything within the same department. I've been 3 years now doing the budget. I can't remember saying, okay, well, this used to be recreation, now we're gonna move it over to the police department. I've never done that.
Harry, I'm gonna make a motion.
You go right ahead.
Okay, I make a motion that we approve the bill list with these exceptions. First one, the $16,779.80 to ARH, withhold that. Give me a second, I gotta go through my notes here. On page 4, the U-shaped desk with credenza, $1,017.44, withhold that. Page 5, the smart board and wall brackets for $2,457.96, do not pay that.
Well, I'm sorry, what page was that on?
I'm sorry.
Why are we withholding that desk for
Page
17?
5.
Why are we withholding that desk for 1,700?
Whole thing should have never happened.
You could,
They should have stayed.
give the amounts too.
What's that?
Give me the amounts too, and
Okay.
whatever else.
Oh, did I give you the
I
first
can
two?
get those.
You got those. Okay, on page 20,
Yeah, that's the one.
in the amount for the computer equipment for rec employee in the amount of $3,936. On page 21, to Quality Electrical Construction, the check will be cut, but administration will hold the check until, and that's $272,440. The check will be held until the lights are on and the inspection is complete and passed. Yep, I think that's it. That's my motion.
Second.
Mr. Bianchini?
Yes.
Mr. Harper?
Yes.
Mr. Dewey?
Nope.
Mr. Doyle?
Yes.
Mr. Ward?
Yes.
Solicitor's report?
Seriously?
Okay, that's a no. Mayor's report?
Just wanted to wish everyone a happy Hanukkah, Merry Christmas, and a Happy New Year.
Okay, we moved council comments to the end. Josh?
All righty, I'll make it sweet, short and sweet. I'll reiterate that. Just want to wish everybody a happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and Happy Hanukkah. I did have a question for administration. The JCP&L trucks were out on our end of town. Do we know what work they were doing over there at all? I've gotten a lot of questions. We have some, they're in the polls. I'll figure something out.
Sometimes they email saying we have X amount of customers without power, estimated restoration is this time, but they don't go into specifics.
Well, I just had figured that they talked to somebody at DPW because they closed off a couple streets. So I just didn't know. I don't think it was.
I wasn't notified of the streets being closed or why. As a
All
matter
right.
of fact, one was right there where I live.
I wanted to thank the Department of Public Works for their snow removal efforts this time around. That was a very early year snow, and they did I thought, a very good job, right? Hey, there you go, clap, it's okay. It's almost 10 o'clock. Yeah, there you go. Other than that, I don't really have anything. Hope we see everybody at the turn of the new year, and thanks for sticking around.
Okay. A lot of bickering, but I don't think it has to happen. I think the things that Danny is so passionate about, I mean, I give him credit for it. He's watching every nickel and dime, and there's nothing wrong with that. Another thing we ran on is transparency. I think it would have been a whole lot better by the way our books are written. Does he have to? Absolutely not. He could do exactly what he did within the parameters by the administration, the mayor. He can move that office wherever he sees fit. Do I think using that building is a good idea rather than sitting it there, seeing it go to waste? Yes, I agree. But do I think there could have been some communication with council to say, hey, this is what I'm going to do? This is why. I'm not asking you permission. I'm including you on a decision that affects a big department here. So when you see expenses coming, this is why. Again, did he have to? No, he did not, which is why we're where we are now. There would have been nothing wrong with some conversations of intentions. We don't need all this disagreement. All we want to do is toe the line and make sure everything that's being done is even across the board. It's your money. It's not ours. It's not his. It's yours. I mean, technically it is ours, but the larger percentage belongs to the taxpayers of the township than it does to us. I too, Josh beat me to it. The roads that I did travel in the township by 10 a.m. on Sunday, I was overly impressed. It was curb to curb. Now, I understand, I used to do this before I was a police officer, and there are priorities. You have to get the main roads first, and I know I hate to say it because dead-end street is very nice to live on for no traffic, but it's not nice to live on when it comes to the trucks and the clarity of the roadways. You just have to take care of the primary streets first, and I'm overly impressed with the Public Works Department. They did a great job. Curb to curb, all the roads I was on. I hope everybody has a safe and happy holiday season. Merry Christmas, and we'll see you in the new year.
Marty, you have to help me. The coupon they did an outstanding job this past weekend for the kids of Pemberton Township. My wife and I were there. Marty was there. It was unbelievable. Every kid got 5 toys. They had the boys' toys, the girls' toys, this toy, stocking stuffers, food. I think it was around $325. See, I paid. But it was outstanding, the job that they did for the kids of this town that I guess, it was families that are unfortunate than we are, but, I mean, it was ran like a clock, unbelievable, and I just wanted to, great job, Kimmy and what's called, I mean, it was unbelievable. Yep, I gave them a shout out, but I mean, I wanted to do it publicly because it was unbelievable. And Harry and I were there for the school thing with them too. The back to school thing, and that was unbelievable, but the toys was crazy. Thank you. I was gonna go on another rant page, but I'm gonna save it because it's getting late. Yeah, but, my heart's in this town, and when I see things that aren't right, it really upsets me, and there's no excuse for it. Nobody in this building's held accountable for anything that they do. And we get this budget, we get the health care. I'm just, between the school and the township, it's gonna be a hard hit for everybody, unless some magic happens. And I look at this bill list, and it's wasteful spending. And other than that, I hope everybody has a great holiday, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa. Peace out. Love you guys.
That's what I was just gonna say, how do you follow that, right? Hey, I want to thank everybody for coming out and supporting us. Sorry it took so long tonight, got a little heated at times, but as Danny and everybody else up here says, we're trying to do the best we can for you guys. And, we're just looking out for every penny we can, where we can. And things would go so much better if there was open communication both ways, so. But we don't want to hold you up any longer. Everybody have a wonderful holiday. Hopefully, we'll have a better new year when we come back on January 7th. And thank you again. Bye.
All right, so I want to repeat what Josh and Perry had said about the roads and public works. My wife and I were out and about Sunday, and the roads were absolutely perfect, given how the amount of snow we had. I actually ran home, texted Tom, our Director of Public Works, just to let him know how good a job his team had done. So they should be commended for that. Also, Nance and Kim are absolutely out of this world. The work they do with that Coupon Clip It Club there are no words for it. It's such a wonderful thing. They really did a great job. And Danny's passion is unsurpassed. He might come off a little bit angry at times, but it's well placed. He's passionate for this township. He wants what's best for this township, as we all do. And we all have our different ways of approaching it, and I appreciate his approach to it. No, not you. Never you. And Harry's face got red tonight, so I got a little bit scared.
Don't go there.
But this year, while we had our challenges, we had our bickering, we had our fights, we had our disagreements. Some got heated at times. We actually had a very, very successful year. And I know it's hard for a lot of the residents to see that because a lot of people need to touch it, they need to see it, they need to smell it. But a lot of stuff happened in the background that fixed a lot of things that were done wrong in the past. Mr. Dasty, God rest his soul, did so much for us, fixed so many broken agreements, just corrected so many wrongs. Just amazing the work that was accomplished. I mean, he along with us, has saved this township well over $10 million in things that we were supposed to pay for because they were just bad deals. But they were fixed, and we're in a better place for it. So I'm going to wrap that up. I know we've been here way too long tonight. I was trying to break our record of 8 o'clock. It didn't work. But I want to wish everybody Merry Christmas, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy Hanukkah, Happy New Year, whatever holidays you celebrate, or if you don't, just have a great holiday season, and we'll see you all in the new year. Thank you. Can I get a motion?
Motion to adjourn?
Thank you. Yeah. So, Matthew, Matt, Mr. President,